Diego to Atlanta to New York and into all your homes tonight. Thank you for tuning in and welcome one and all to Clowntown, your one-stop shop for most things Adult Swim. You can call it a revival of sorts, but please stop calling it Adult Swim. This is Adult Swim Central on ACPN. Sponsored by Boylan's. It's a root beer, and it's other things too. We are covering everything tonight that happened this weekend at Adult Swim Con and Comic-Con at home with our own fan panel of sorts, talking about some of your favorite Adult Swim shows and taking your questions in the chat there. Hi, I'm John J. I did stuff down here. I didn't practice this too well, and I should probably put my notes away. I'm John. Thank you for being here. Thank you so much for being part of the show. Brought to you by the Art Comedy Pop Culture Network's Twitch. We are glad to be a part of their brand of entertainment and hope that we can do that for you tonight, possibly in the future. We have a great panel of lineup of panelists and guests tonight, so let's get introductions on the way. We have these awesome people here that we're going to chat with. I didn't write anything more than that. So we're winging it now. With us tonight, starting with the Helper Network, we got Rilo W. Ward, Professor Brock Savage, Baron Beast Lamode, and Vaudeville. And how you guys doing tonight?
Pretty good.
We are living the dream. Happy to be.
All right. I was going to have your names pop up on this, but that's too much work right now because I just did a shot of Kraken rum. So, fuck it. Yeah, kids, there is language involved in this, as you probably could have known from the video that aired before this, which I am proud of because I aced a test in Premiere Pro, and it paid off. Yeah, they asked me what an elephant was. I was like, I know things. I know words. No collusion.
You gotta remember the five things.
Oh, the $5 footlong? Close enough. All right. Moving on, we have our friends from Interdimensional RSS, which I don't have their names up. Damn it, videos. Brandon and Travis, welcome to the show. How are you guys doing tonight?
We're fantastic. So thankful that you invited us on, that you have us here. Brandon is speechless. Speak that's my second middle name. That's stupid. That's a dumb joke. Yeah. Hey. Yeah. Thanks for having us.
Oh, thanks for coming. I was like, you know what? Let me invite all these up. Let's share the podcast love, because it's always just been Swimcast and AS Central, and this is, like I said at the beginning, this is kind of a revival for us because we've been gone for so long and Swimcasts are so few and far between that let's share the podcast love, you know, and let's, like, I'm just clicking around to different people. And speaking of Swimcast love, well, Trish isn't here yet. She'll probably, like, flounder in like any kind of time, but she'll be here soon. But my other co-host from Swimcast who was able to come on, Mr. Jason, my panel master from New York Comic Con. How are you, sir?
Hey, I'm alright.
Good. That is the most important thing, is the beer. Also, like I said before, I mean, I don't have a beer, but we're sponsored by Boylan's. They got root beer. They got, like, soda. Sure. Yeah. So, did I not? Oh, I'm sorry. We are most important, our guest tonight, so far, unless someone else ends up staggering in. Oh, crap. I forgot to unmute. I'm sorry. I'm a little drunk. Everyone say hello.
There we go.
Hi.
Hello.
Oh, hi.
Hey.
My bad.
Can you hear us now, Twitch?
My bad. Technical difficulties, guys. But I did at some point introduce everyone. I don't remember everyone's names except that they are here and they're awesome. And
Yeah, I made a really shitty joke earlier, so it actually evens out, so works out.
You didn't even have to bring it up.
well, I'm looking at the.
We have to talk about
I had to bring it up because I'm like looking at the Twitch chat and I'm like, they're like,
I know. I just looked out too. It's like, oh, no audio.
people are like, are they supposed to be talking?
Worst podcast ever.
I mean, I would hope you would expect that from the Swimcast after 13 years of us doing these.
Just us miming for a half hour.
Marlene Matlin.
The last Mimsy. Oh God. So yeah.
The next T3K.
So let me go through quickly again. So Rilo, Duck Savage, Beastman, and Vaudevillain from Helper Podcast Network. We got Travis and Brandon, I don't know which one's which, from Interdimensional RSS Podcast. And we got
never tell.
Jason from Swimcast, and Trish is eventually going to make her way in here at some point for like 5 seconds to say hello. And our guest, I guess because he doesn't really have a Adult Swim podcast, but also Jason, but also Chevron and mainly Chops from a show called Pop Culture Anonymous, which also airs on the ACP network, starring Matt Neslanik, I believe, and some other schlub.
Yeah, it's that John Galbo guy. Ugh.
Oh, yeah, I hate that guy. I hate him every day. Every time I look in the fucking mirror, I'm like, I hate you. I hate you.
You're the worst.
But you're sexy.
Wait, me or you? What?
No, never mind.
Okay.
So we are all here to entertain your ear holes and hopefully your eye holes, and hopefully you're hearing us better than you were before. We're here to talk about everything that went on with Adult Swim Con, everything that went on with Comic Con at home, or most of stuff as far as Adult Swim and Cartoon Network and swim adjacent stuff and all things in between, and maybe rant and rave on certain topics that we may or may not have agreed with, Rick and Morty being the showdown winner.
You're just gonna save it for the
It was rigged.
So
Hey,
What a
hey,
tease.
we're not arguing over here.
but we'll get into that later on. What I did want to start off with is panels, because we've all seen the panels. I lost my document. This is what happens. I'm scatterbrained and I lost my document about the panel stuff. So I'm going to move this over here. And then I'm going to look at panels here. So the first panel we wanted to talk about tonight was the YOLO Crystal Fantasy panel. For those who don't know, YOLO Crystal Fantasy is a new show by Michael Cusack, the guy who did Bushworld Adventures. If you recall that April Fool's joke from, what was it, last year or the year before?
2018.
God, where does time go?
Wow, really? Is that longer?
No.
So, Yellow Crystal Fantasy aired April Fool's, and the episode is amazing. And I feel like Trish should be here by now, but she's just dragging her feet, so she can come in and talk about it later. I'm just going to go around the horn. Swimcast Jason, what did you think of the show?
I think it's great. I was hoping that they would do something with Michael Cusack after Bushworld, because that was fantastic too. And I got a chance to watch it April 2nd because I went to bed instead of watching the full April thing. But it's great. It's everything I would have wanted out of something like that. It's hilarious. I can't wait for it to air.
Nice.
Pretty much it.
Did you got to watch the panel?
Yeah, I listened through the majority of it. I dig what they're doing with the music and stuff like that. That was a fun part of the panel.
I love the music. I also was really fascinated by how they set up the actual panel. Like the moderator was in green screen, and then everyone else was like in different scenes.
Just like put them in the windows of the house or put them in the trees in one of the backgrounds and stuff like that. I thought that was really clever.
Exactly.
I also like the moderator's DIY Comic-Con podium that he had going on.
Yes, absolutely.
Little Sharpie podium.
Yes, that was clever. I probably would have done that myself if I had some time, like just put up a Comic-Con podium, because I'm probably never going to moderate a panel at San Diego Comic-Con.
Not with that attitude.
Not with any attitude. Oh, perfect timing. I should introduce to you at home and our panel here, my Swimcast co-host. She is the rock that holds me together sometimes. The muse, the legendary Trish Henson.
Oh my God! Hey everybody!
You're on live on Twitch. How you doing, Trish?
I just had some mediocre pod Thai, but the Thai iced tea is really good. I also watched the Rick and Morty panel, and then we watched YOLO Crystal Fantasy, and oh my God.
We were just in the middle of discussing YOLO Crystal Fantasy. How did you like that?
I like it so much, I think they need to premiere it, like, now, instead of 2 weeks from now. I can't live without it now. It's so good.
It's just
my new Aqua Teen.
It's new Aqua Teen?
Might be my new Aqua Teen.
Oh.
I mean, Aqua Teen is number one for me, unlike all those, like, idiots who are like, Rick and Morty's better. Well, Rick and Morty is more real.
Shots fired.
I'm sorry,
Hey,
but you're stupid.
Can we get the caveat out early that we're not offended? So just
we're not offended by anything that 12 ounce. I don't get 12-ounce mouths. Oh, Aqua Teen sucks. Oh, what was the other one?
Oh wait, we're talking about Aqua Teen on this. Oh no, never mind.
Thanks for having us, guys.
Thanks, bye.
Well, that for those who don't know, that's where we started, was Aqua Teen Central, and then we tried to do a podcast, and it was like, we're talking too much about Adult Swim in general, so it's like, do Adult Swim, and no one else was out there at the time. This was 2007 when we started, and just rolled and rolled and rolled on until we said we still do them from time to time, and between adulting and not really watching as much Adult Swim as we used to, it's kind of like we'll do one like every couple of months or so. But
why's it gotta be on so late? Oh.
That's why I think, for me at least, I am appreciative of y'all transferring the mantle Adult Swim podcasts into, Rick and Morty podcasts, Venture Brothers podcasts. I know there's a couple other Adult Swim after like 11, 12 years decided, hey, we're going to put a podcast on. It's like, we found value in podcasts thanks to John, but we're not going to give him credit.
You guys heard about this new
kidding.
thing called
kidding.
podcasts?
I'm kidding. I love, much love to Matt Harrigan and the
Didn't
people.
Joe Rogan invent podcasting?
I thought Chris Hardwick invented podcasting before he got me
Conan O'Brien.
Well, I mean, as long as we agree that Al Gore invented the internet, like...
Yes.
He did.
Of
Yes.
course.
Yes.
Yes.
He invented it to find Man Bear Pig.
hmm
One of the things that I appreciated most about the YOLO panel was the two creators kind of sitting there talking about how the idea of talking about their creation in any remotely professional sense was so wildly disconcerting. Like, 'cause
Right.
these are jokes
Yeah.
playing around with for years, and like the idea that people are asking them serious questions about this fantasy world that they've been playing around with since they were in high school was mind-blowing to them.
Right. It's like they're coming at it from like, we just like to do this for fun, and now we're talking about this as like, this is our normal job.
Yeah.
Make money
mean,
doing this.
Like, Adventures in Bushworld changed my life.
I think it changed most people's lives, to be honest.
I
with
mean,
I used to be
get
an
in the wombat, old Morty.
get in
you
the
know-
car, Morty.
You're gonna die today, Morty.
It was the first time I had to look up what a ute was.
Oh my god. So here's the thing with me and Utes. I saw. Oh my god,
Oh, I
it's a Chevy.
Ute.
Oh,
I
what
mean,
is it?
El
What is
Camino.
it called? It's a Chevy. It's like a Ford Ranchero, except El Camino. So I
Camino,
saw
yeah.
El Camino when I first moved to California, and I thought it was the just most amazing thing ever, like a car that's also a truck. And Adam's like, "Oh yeah, they have Utes everywhere in Australia," and I was like, "We gotta fucking move to Australia." So when I saw Ute Uncle Barry, it was like my heart was like, it became whole. It became 3 sizes larger than it had been.
I'm you,
I just-
Uncle Barry.
I love Ute Uncle Barry. When you killed me, my soul went into Family Ute.
When I saw the title for that, Adventures in, what was it, Bushworld, having seen YOLO Girls previously, that was not where I thought that title was going.
Oh. Wait,
It was
there's other.
well,
There's
the
other-
original YOLO Girls sketch. Have you seen it?
No.
Man, okay. Just take a few moments and gird yourself once we get done here, because you are not expecting what is coming your way. And I don't want to spoil anything, so I can't say much other than to say Korn makes an appearance.
Holy shit! Really?
The band?
No, not the band, and it's the worst possible creation of Korn you can think of.
Huh.
Oh no.
I'll just
Why did my
like-
mind go there first?
I spent some time in Korea, and there was like a corn burger that I had one time. Was it anything like that?
Well, there's that episode
on
of
the
Harvey
backside.
Birdman. Well, there's that episode of Harvey Birdman where they genetically alter corn too much, and then they get that springy thing from the Jetsons.
Oh God.
I don't remember that one. I love corn. Actually, my 31st surprise birthday party was late because I had to eat corn. Like, I was so depressed. I was like, I'm not having a surprise party this year. Because I told my husband in January, I was like, I'm turning 30. You're going to throw me a surprise party. And he's like, how is that possible? And I'm like, I don't know. You're going to pull it off. So, it's the day after my birthday or something, and I'm like so depressed. I'm like, God, none of my friends can do the surprise party. They're all busy. And so we went home, and I went and showered, and then my dad made corn on the stove in a pot, not just on the stove, but
I just like to throw a bushel of corn on top of something really hot. Let's see what happens.
Honestly, I just keep thinking of the Aqua Teen episode. Corn!
Oh,
more
last
more
night.
corn!
Hot dolphin.
So like last night, Adam grilled corn, and you grill it in the husks, and I'm like trying to rip off these like hot ass husks of the corn, and he's like, "More corn!" And I yelled, "It's not different at all, is it, Steve?" And you know, it's a very common catchphrase in the Henson household.
Oh gosh. Oh gosh. So going, not to go off on more of a tangent, but going back to what we were talking about, the YOLO stuff. I'll put that back up on the screen. So, anyone else have thoughts about YOLO?
It was just the best thing I've ever seen.
What the thing I really can't get out of
And
my
she
head.
strikes me as a lady who's seen some shit.
Oh, Trish, yeah, absolutely. Yeah, we've gone on adventures on Swimcast a lot.
Mostly my fault.
Yeah. But the thing that got me was the beach song.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was good.
Song?
Did you watch the panel?
No, we watched the episode.
You need to watch the panel because there's a song about going to the beach.
Mm-hmm.
Welcome to
I
the
also
beach.
love that it was a bit of a visual trick because you see the two creators and one of them sitting there and he's kind of up against a stained glass window and the other guy's got like a whiteboard behind him, and then eventually they bounce over to a third camera. You realize they're only 10 feet apart.
Yeah. Yeah, I love that. Like they look like they were in different places, and then you see like they're in and they were in a church.
I was gonna say that's why they're being in the church. Yeah.
That's where they're hunkered down for the quarantine.
And they weren't struck dead? I mean, after Adventures in Bushworld, I was like, is nothing sacred?
Man, I'm telling you, I cannot wait for you to see the original Yellow Girls. Oh,
Okay, what is it called? Because I'm looking it up on YouTube.
Just
Well,
look for YOLO.
I was gonna say look up Michael Cusack.
Yeah.
And just go to videos, and you'll see parts 1 and 2.
It's on Newgrounds too.
How do you spell it? C-U-S-A-C?
I guess.
Okay.
With the K.
I don't know.
Like Joan or John?
Yeah, like Michael Cusack.
Okay,
Like
I think I found it.
One of the Cusack siblings.
I'm lucky I could push buttons at this point because I had a shot of rum a little while ago. Did I
One
mention?
shot.
Did I
wanted
mention?
to ask Adam to make me a dirty martini, and now he's gone somewhere.
Oh.
Let me text him.
Sure, it's really dirty.
Anyway, any
I wasn't
other
gonna watch
the dirt
Olive
dirty.
Juice.
any other parting thoughts on YOLO before we move on?
I want to see more.
You
It's
will.
gonna be fun.
You will.
They should pick up Smiling Friends too.
Yes, I watched Smiling Friends last night, and that is just as nuts as YOLO.
Yeah, Cusack worked on that also. He's like a co-creator, and
I hope there's more.
If people haven't seen it, please check that out. It's one of my favorite pilots they've done in a long time.
I do.
Which one is that?
Smiling Friends.
Smiling Friends. Yeah.
Is that the one with the two guys who are like kind of like Beavis and Butthead-ish?
No.
No. They go to house to house to help people.
Oh.
It's by Cusack and
I forget the other guy's name.
Oh my
I'm
God.
sorry.
is it Zach Hadel? I think
Yes.
Psychic Pebbles.
Yes.
I'm
it's like
thinking of Damo and Darren.
Yeah.
That's another Cusack one. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
That one's good too.
He's like their he's like their new version of Tim and Eric, basically. He's like
Man,
a,
Adam's taking a walk. I don't know when I'm gonna get my.
All
I wonder
right.
how I can make one.
Anyway, any other parting thoughts about YOLO before we move on? Nope.
That
Okay.
was Morty.
Okay.
Hey, those Bushworld Adventures guys, Cusack, who, by the way, Matt Cusack, I kept thinking Matt Chapman, but he's Homestar Runner. Those guys are fucking fantastic in anything that they have, and I watched just a little bit of the YOLO stuff. It's just that animation and that humor, it tickles a bone. I won't say which one, but it is a bone.
It does.
Mhm.
It does. It really does. And like I said, it's like they're the new find in Adult Swim. Like
Okay, everybody.
what Tim and
We're
Eric.
gonna make a martini.
Okay, go make a martini, Trish. I'm gonna move on to 12
I'll
ounce
be right
mouse, which I feel like, I mean, Jason and myself aside, does anyone else have any thoughts about 12 ounce mouse?
One of the things that I thought was most interesting about the 12-ounce mouse panel was the stuff I never picked up about what he was trying to do with it, because he's essentially got this image in his mind about the Bildungsroman, if you will, the extended journey, the character development, which is nothing that you would expect when you look at a show like 12-ounce mouse.
I think the thing there is so, and I mentioned this before we started. First and foremost, there's this whole interspersed plot where you're first watching 12 ounce mouse, and the first instinct is the general consensus of, oh, I don't get 12 ounce mouse. It's badly drawn and it's all crazy stuff and it's all over the place and I don't get it. And like, Trish and I know the guy who created most of the designs, Todd Redner from formerly Radical Access. Now he works for the Archer team, I believe. And like, even he said, it looks simplistic, some of the designs, but it's really more complicated than it looks. And and the other half of it is there is that interspersed plot because I believe it was one of the PAs, Tom Foolery, who used to work for Swim, had mentioned once, like, this show is kind of along the lines of like a Twin Peaks, where it's like you don't get it at first, but there's such an elaborate plot that, and you still try and figure out like the intricacies, I guess. I'm slurring my words at this point, but whatever.
You do sort of start to pick up that there's something happening there towards the end of the first season, I would say.
Right, and that's exactly what I said earlier. I'm like, by the second season, you're like, and that's, I think, when the corndogcentral.com people started sprouting up when we ran that site. Spoiler, it is coming back.
See, that's why I think it's a shame that they never made the DVD version of the series more accessible, because if you own the DVD of the original series, it's all spliced into one long movie.
Right.
And I think that's like the best way to watch through 12 ounce mouse, because you actually get to pick up on what's going on and you just ride through the whole thing. You have to change discs, but whatever.
Yeah.
Because like if you buy it digitally, it's cut into the episodes that it was on TV. I think if you have a chance or have the ability to watch it as the movie that was on the DVD, I think that's the best way to watch it.
Right.
You know what's scary about this part of the conversation is Beast Lamode is a Twin Peaks devotee. And now I am deeply afraid that he is going to get into 12 ounce mouse now, and that I will start hearing of his crazy theories about how this all ties together with Tibetan Thulpas and Jack Parsons.
It very well could.
You can't say trigger words like that. Like, it's actually one of the running jokes on our podcast that like I actually probably spend more time promoting Twin Peaks than Venture Brothers. Basically, the premise is Savage and Vaudevillain talk about Venture Brothers, and I try really hard to get them to not.
Nail on the head on that one.
Oh God.
So no, you said Twin Peaks, and I'm sitting over here like a can of soda that's been rolling around in your car for a week. Like,
I'm just thrilled you still got your shirt on.
I should mention shirts are optional tonight, so I mean, and pants, of course, if you're not going to stand up. But what I was alluding to earlier, there has been so much time between when season 2 ended / was canceled by Michael Lazalo, as I call him, that I think Malero had a lot to think about, and I guess when the time arose where they were like, hey, we can bring 12 ounce mouse back, I think he had a lot more ideas than what he did, because even the fact that they threw out the web show, although Spoiler alert, in that last episode, I'm wondering if that was Heavenly that we saw.
I still gotta watch the new episodes personally.
Yes,
I've
sorry.
seen it once.
No, that's fine. I don't care. I'll forget every
Yeah.
spoiler. I'm
Spoiler
very
alert,
forgetful.
Spoiler alert, it involved a monkey. No, I'm kidding. But the panel, which I just posted in the Twitch stream, really good information. I mean, nothing new because, and this is the thing with some of the Comic-Con panels where, like, either they're in the midst of showing their shows or they don't have anything to show. Where it's like them just shooting the breeze, and the moderator, in this case Max Simonet, this guy in the middle, he voices the pineapples, but I guess he's a Adult Swim stream guy. Jason, do you know? Or maybe someone else knows, but apparently I think he's an Adult Swim stream guy, and got involved with 12 Ounce Mouse, but he voices the pineapples. And
Wait, pineapple from what?
From 12 Ounce Mouse.
Oh, okay. I haven't seen that. We haven't been watching 12 Ounce Mouse. We go to bed at 9.
Right.
So
because you're Meemaw now.
I'm Meemaw.
But not that Meemaw. But he was the moderator, and he had all the guests. I'm pointing the mouse, assuming that people can see my mouse on the screen, but no, they can't. Yeah, he moderated the panel, and it was pretty standard panel interviews about, what's going on in the show. They showed a couple of clips that have already been in the episodes, and not a whole lot of information, but I thought it was entertaining. The one thing that... I'm sorry?
Oh, I was going to say, this actually brings up something I kind of wanted to get everybody's opinions on, if we've got room for it. Which
plenty.
was, what did you think of the overall format of the panels? Like, essentially watching it the way that we've been watching it, being able to go back and review it and, kind of take it in at your leisure, at your time. Did this work, and was it able to accomplish what they were hoping it would?
See,
I mean...
Oh, okay, you go first.
No, go ahead.
Well, mine's going to be long and boring, so.
I was just going to say, like, for me, going to a physical convention is, I mean, obviously you can't do it right now, but, like, being at a physical convention and going to panels, I love doing that, but it being just sort of streaming, and I can go do it on demand whenever I want, it made it very easy to just never get around to watching any of it. Because I forget, or I'm watching something else, or I work, or there's something like if I'm at an actual con, I'm all for work. So like I'm forgetting a lot of this stuff that it's even happening,
One of the things that I thought would be most appealing about this format was that you didn't have to choose what you were going to see the same way that you would if you were live at a convention. You can make it to all of them at some point.
Yeah, I think for me, I do agree that, okay, they said specifically, you can catch this panel at this time, but it was still available online. At the same time, it was kind of like, I don't know. It was kind of split because there was Comic-Con at home, which was like on point and was like, okay, well,
was actual Comic-Con, kind of.
Yeah, it was actual Comic-Con International, where it was like, okay, we're going to have X panel at Y time on YouTube. And then Adult Swim was kind of like, okay, well, we're going to have the Rick and Morty panel on Twitch, and we're going to have the Showdown on AdultSwim.com, and we're going to have this on YouTube. And they were kind of all over the place. And I did notice last night someone in the Reddit group posted a Survey Monkey that came from the Adult Swim Twitch people who were like, hey, did you watch our Twitch? Or did you watch a stream? And what did you watch? And, did you know, are you familiar with our sponsors? And do you want to see us do more stuff on Twitch? And I'm like, personally, if you were going to do this anywhere, I mean, I get that you're you have a website where you do that stuff. So either do it there or do it on or you know what? People do streams where it's everywhere. They do streams where it's like streamed on Twitch and YouTube and like 50 other programs at the same time.
Yeah.
And okay, I give up. Trish?
Yes.
Everyone in the Twitch is complaining that they can hear your drink making.
I know, but I did a really good one and then it exploded.
Please mute your mic.
Okay. I'm sorry.
I'm giving you
I just wanted to get in the spirit of the holiday.
Okay.
Because one of my day jobs is as a DJ. We got 2 DJs in the chat box with us. Shout out to Tris and Shatta. And like somebody's making that drink strong. That's a double take.
I'm like, I don't want to point it out because it's just going to derail me seriously, but I have to at this point. Which, you know what, whatever.
People have spoken.
So where was I? Please, someone help me.
Well, I think you were discussing
talking about
multiple streams and multiple platforms for streaming, and
Okay, yes. Thank you.
To
I think that's.
See, I was listening.
Thank you.
See?
I'm glad someone was. No one listens to me. But yeah, just to sum it up and not ramble on anymore in a drunken rant. Yeah, they should have either done a multi-stream or said, "Hey, guys, we have our own AdultSwim.com. You can watch it on, a Roku app, unlike HBO Max." And, we're streaming it here, but we're also streaming it on Twitch, and we're streaming it on Facebook Live, and we're streaming it here and there and everywhere. And that way people could make their own assessment of, where they were going to watch it.
and which worked best for them.
Right.
Yeah.
And then they could come out with a survey and say, well, where did you watch us? And how did you enjoy the panels, and which panels were your favorite? And do you like the virtual concept? But I don't know. That
was one of the hardest parts about this for me, was trying to navigate through where they had these to find the stuff I was interested in watching.
Well, that's
because they had like 90 different panels. Like there were 92, 93 videos on one of the days.
Yes,
that's impressive.
It was every panel. Yeah.
And at least,
can I just point out? I'm sorry.
What?
Well, I heard you mention HBO Max, and it just really pisses me off that they're like switching to that format, because it's like, what about the Adult Swim app and like all the other fucking like Hulu and Netflix and all that? Why does it need to go to HBO, which is just another thing I have to pay for?
Well, that's another story for maybe later on, or.
I actually don't know
about that too.
Answer. I'd love to hear it.
Yeah, I mean, we can, if we have time, we can talk about it. Otherwise, we'll have to come back.
Yeah.
You guys mentioned the whole 90 different panels, whatever, on YouTube, some on Twitch, some on the website, all over the place. I mean, that's kind of what differentiates this event from a Comic-Con, where we know everyone's going to be in San Diego, we know everyone's going to be there, all en masse, and we know that there's going to be a lineup of panels. And what happens here is like, what's going on? When is it going on? It doesn't feel like an event. It feels like a sporadic. It feels like YouTube content that people are just throwing here and there and everywhere. Like, I didn't know there was a Bill and Ted panel today until right now. I'm like, oh, that's great.
There was a Bill and Ted panel?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Right.
Fuck.
It's like a sweet.
One of the
Quick
panels
shout
that I
out
thought.
quick shout out to one of our co-hosts, Clamdis Jane. She actually just won Keanu Reeves like one of his prop mustaches from the film.
Oh wow!
What?
That's sick.
Yeah,
You didn't tell me.
She sent me some pictures of it. It's pretty legit.
Oh.
That's nice.
One of my favorite panels that I got to catch up on was the adult animators panel with, it had damn near everybody on it. And it was kind of, it had Robot Chicken and Black Dynamite and Jenny Tartakovsky. And go ahead.
I was just gonna say I didn't really feel that was a panel. It felt more like a featurette on a DVD.
And that's pretty much what it was, because it was all these little questions. They'd ask the questions and then had them send in their answers, and then they just edited it together so that it would kind of function as a panel. But one of my favorite parts about that was, what do you think? What do you miss about it being live, and what don't you miss? And everybody had the exact same comment about what they didn't miss, which was
it the smell?
trying the crowds and the smell. And trying to
smell.
Yeah, trying to explain
Thank
shows in spandex.
God.
It was pretty special.
Cosplay at cons.
I mean,
You ever been in a football locker room? That's kind of what it's like.
I've only been to one convention, and it was like the sweatiest, most crowded, most hellacious place I've ever been.
Mm-hmm.
Check out Cafe Risque on I-95.
Crazy.
Well, to bring up one of the legends in Adult Swim, Mr. John Schnepp, rest in peace. That's where he coined the phrase "sweaty nerds."
Right.
There's
if you ever see a Magic the Gathering tournament at a con, just don't.
Don't go there.
Yeah.
There's about to be butt cracks.
I only
I'd always heard the phrase "the great unwashed." It hadn't occurred to me that there would be the great overdressed unwashed.
See, like every year I go to for the past 10 years I've gone to 3 or 4 conventions a year, just to because I went with friends and stuff like that. There's only one convention that I've been going to every single year that doesn't have any stink at all.
Home?
No, I want to get shout out to fucking FlameCon in New York City.
Is that the one in Queens?
No, well, it used to be in Brooklyn, and then they moved into the Sheraton in Times Square.
Oh,
it's an LGBT centered comic convention, and I swear the people there never stink.
Yeah.
Huh.
And it's a fantastic con too.
Interesting.
The couple few that I've gone to in Portland haven't been too bad either. I think it's a lot to do with the climate, but that could help.
Oh, Anime Next in Atlantic City also hasn't been terrible, but that's just because everybody's at hotels right there, and I guess they all have more incentive to shower because they got to stay right there anyway.
All the cons I've been to in NC have been outstanding. I haven't found any stinky NC cons. I'm sure they exist. It just has not been my experience.
It sounds like
You've avoided them.
something that would exist because it's sweaty there.
Oh, it's hot.
The video game swap meets that I've been to, that's a different story. Boy.
I will say, this year, the home con has smelled amazing, because I was making bacon.
The Febreze really hit,
Mine smelled like Boylan's Diet Root Beer.
Wow.
Wow.
So just getting it back to the HBO panel, the takeaway I had, I appreciate social awkwardness because I have it despite, I know that I don't have it right now or seem to, but I am the complete opposite. But what was the deal with the Laser Wolf guy and his Swamp Thing cosplay?
I thought that was brilliant.
That was great. What are you talking about?
I think if you're gonna do something, you should have put on a mask or something like MF Doom style.
No.
Maybe he didn't know it was in the shot. Nobody told him.
Just got photobombed by the houseplant.
It later slapped. It later slapped.
Isn't his last name like Bonsol or something? And I kept wondering why he didn't have a bonsai instead.
Bonesaw is ready. Oh God!
I loved his insight, and actually, the reason I thought he might be doing it is because in some of the earlier panels too, with Seinreich and Seth Green, they were talking about how hard it was to go to the bathroom by yourself at these conventions, and I wondered if this wasn't his solution. If nobody knows what his face looks like, if they're like, "Oh, it's a houseplant. That must be him."
That's a valid point. That's a very valid point.
So cosplay idea, right?
Yeah, plant.
Cosplay,
A
cosplay.
house plant. So yeah.
Plant.
House plant.
I'm going as one of the ferns from Between Two Ferns.
God is a ficus from American Pie.
Oh,
Pretty
God.
sure that's Fern Gully.
It's
So-
a good group cosplay idea. Two
Yeah.
ferns and a Zach Galifianakis.
Just a beard guy. So just to wrap up the Osmo stuff, the thing that I appreciated about the thing I appreciated about the panel was when they started showing screenshots of Adobe Premiere Pro, and I'm like, that video that I posted at the beginning of the show, that was like, oh, I can't, my mouse isn't going to show up, but like, figure the line for, like, let me see if I could stretch it out. Nope, can't stretch it out. The line for like the audio and the video are like the first two lines in the middle and then nothing else. This is like super complex.
Mm-hmm.
If anyone else has dabbled in Premiere Pro.
Oh yeah.
But that was my
It is.
that was one of my takeaways besides, all the information that they had.
It looks more like a music production than a video production. My God.
Yeah.
Good lord.
That's what professionalism looks like.
It looks like a fucking battleship.
Yep.
God.
Right? Like the SDF.
All right, so wrapping up the 12-ounce mouse panel. It was pretty good information, and they're doing their season now, so not too much new they could share with us. The Rick and Morty panel, on the other hand,
That was really good.
I skimmed
It
it
was fun.
because I just noticed, like, we were keeping an eye out between things where,
All the other goings-ons.
yeah, so I
It
didn't
was
see
a
it.
good group of people talking about the shit that they work on. It was nice.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
I was puzzled as to why Justin Roiland wasn't part of it, but I guess,
I was just gonna say that too, because he's
mean-
such a big part of it.
yeah, I mean, he is Rick and Morty. But,
Mhm.
I mean,
Oh,
I guess,
he was busy.
Among-
Yeah, and I know he did the Solar Opposites panel for San Diego Comic-Con.
but,
So
but a lot of that was pre-recorded, so was it, I don't know.
Well, was
Yeah,
some of
it-
it live and we didn't know it?
I
Or-
think it's because we tried having him on the Swimcast once, and the response I got was, "Oh, he doesn't do interviews during the day, so maybe it was daytime when they did the interview, and he couldn't do it."
He's a vampire.
We could do an interview in the
Only during
evening. I don't know
interviews,
why.
though.
Oh no, I'm sorry. Maybe they did it in that. I'm crossing my wires because of the shot I took earlier. No, he
You
can't.
can't keep blaming the shot.
He can't. Yeah, I can. Watch me.
It was hours ago.
Watch me.
It was an hour ago, dude.
Watch me watch that. No. Yeah. No, I'm sorry. I was getting my wires crossed, and he can't do them. He can only do interviews during the day. He can't do them at night.
Maybe
That's a family.
Yeah.
No,
But
if
you
you can't
gotta
do the interview at night, that's a werewolf thing.
Yes.
Yep.
Or a
Justin,
vampire thing.
You've heard it here first, courtesy of all the podcasts on the interwebs.
I can't do it tonight. It's a full moon.
I can't do it tonight. I'm doing House of Cosby. I'm a werewolf.
Justin
I can't do
Werewolf.
it tomorrow night because I've got a
Blech.
lot of cleanup.
Oh.
Justin Roiland is a werewolf. That's what we've learned today.
Yep. If nothing
That's the big
else, that's
takeaway.
takeaway.
Yeah.
That's canon. It's canon. Yeah.
It's canon now. It's not just fanon. It's canon.
Now, the obviously we have two Rick and Morty experts on the feed with us, and
So
I'm really
expert.
Yes.
I
The
wanna
experts.
press the takes us.
Yes, that's that's us. Yeah, I don't know.
Shit.
It's always throwing me off. It always throws me off when Roiland decides not to show up to those things. But I guess him and Chris Parnell are fighting for who is less interested in being there.
but Parnell was there. So
yeah,
I don't.
but was he
Parnell was
interested
like,
in being
why
there?
Parnell showed up.
Yeah, so
Like,
Roiland's
okay.
winning.
With Parnell, he just seems like he doesn't ever want to be interviewed. He has like nothing to say. He just seems like he'd rather be at home reading.
We like to call him the Harrison Ford of animation.
That fits.
Yeah.
I mean, he seemed like he was on fire during the Archer panel. So I don't know. Maybe it's who he surrounds himself with.
It could
C.S. Lewis.
People coming up to him and screaming, "I'm Pickle Rick."
He's sick of being called a Jerry.
Yes.
That's what it is.
Oh God.
Or a Cyril.
Yeah, I prefer him
There's
as Peabody from Peabody and Sherman. That's my preferred Chris Parnell voice.
Yeah.
He was Dr. Spaceman on 30 Rock.
Dr. Spaceman.
Dr. Spaceman.
Dr. Space.
And like when they did the live episodes, like their ads for that were great. Like, I am Nazi doctor. No, I want them to know Leo Spaceman.
Oh God. What was I had a thought and I lost it. That tends to happen. I'm not going to blame it on the rum.
Was it about Justin Roiland not showing?
Yes, thank you. Maybe it's like a John Krasinski thing where he can't show up to panels for his own work, because that happened twice at New York Comic Con where it was like, oh, Dreamcore LLC produced by John Krasinski. So are we interviewing him? No, he's not here, but he'll show up for the panel. And then the Jack Ryan show, I think the first year it premiered, like they had, I can go into a tangent on this, but there was like a whole clusterfuck of issues with Amazon's PR.
Oh shit! Is that why he wasn't at the some good news panel this year?
Probably.
Sorry, that's a Krasinski dig. Yeah, you know, why Roiland isn't there? You know, we can only.
He's a werewolf.
Yeah,
I'm saying it out. He's a werewolf.
Watch. You know what? This is gonna get back into like the internet, like the people who are either the people who are listening or like somewhere like afterwards are gonna be like, oh my God, I heard he was a werewolf. It's gonna be like
somebody needs to update the Wikipedia.
Yeah, it's gonna be it's Roiland versus John Glazer for the ultimate battle.
Or like alternate theory, like B. Maybe he's like the Daniel Day-Lewis of adult animation. So when he's in a thing, like he's in character for like 18 hours a day.
My character doesn't podcast. My character doesn't do panels.
He's Blade. He's Blade.
Like when he's doing voice work for Rick and Morty, like he's just literally like isolating himself in his house because everything is like, you know, just fucking Rick everything.
Mm-hmm.
Oh God.
Doing solar opposites and pretending to be an alien, you know, the whole time.
Right. Speaking of Blade, what did you guys think about the teaser?
Oh my God.
There's a Blade teaser?
Yeah, that was really intense.
Welcome to Comic-Con at home.
We were Blades? I didn't know we were Blades.
I didn't know we were Blades. So cool.
Yeah.
We are all Blades.
Mr. Nimbus.
Yeah, that whole section, like it was, when I got the chance to kind of sit down and see it, it was like a revelation. It just got me even more I got so juiced for the new season and so pissed that it stopped. Right? I mean, it was literally just the tip moment, and my eyes and ears were desperate for more.
Still got blue balls.
Yeah, I definitely. It was exciting to see an animatic this close to the finale of the last season. We're used to waiting 2 years or so for any new Rick and Morty stuff. So the fact that they've completely finished writing season 5, except for some edits, they're already on to writing season 6.
Are you rubbing it in now?
Yeah.
Our show isn't like your show anymore. Our show doesn't come out every other year like yours does now.
God,
you gotta get that 70 episode contract.
That was
not our fault.
That was my thing the last couple of years. It's like, okay, Venture isn't on, so that means Rick and Morty's on. So if Rick and Morty's not on, that means
they were alternating for a while.
Venture's 3 years away.
They're the same cartoon. That's why you can't see them at the same place at the same time.
Doc and Jackson are werewolves.
Oh my god!
No, Doc's a vampire. I think
You know what it is?
Yes. If
You
you've
know what
seen,
it is?
shout out to Chan.
Everyone at Adult Swim is just in a
They're all-
pack of werewolves. Who is the alpha? It's probably Justin Roiland.
That would be
It was Mike Lazo, but Justin Roiland wrangled him to the ground.
That's why it's been like.
Hey y'all,
really
I'm a werewolf. You're not a werewolf. That's
that
not
was
Justin
a really
Roiland.
good lasso, though.
Well done. Well, my old impression was, "Hi, I'm Michael Lazo."
Good God.
I don't care. What's he gonna do? Werewolf me to death?
He has no power at Adult Swim anymore. He's fine. It's fine.
You have no power.
There can be only one, and it's Keith
Oh,
Croft.
God.
Somebody said they just updated his wiki that he's now speculated to be a vampire.
Or a werewolf. Or a werewolf vampire.
And okay, if we want to make it sound like really official, we'll say like lycanthrope.
Right.
That's vernacular correct.
By the way,
gotta use the right terms.
By the
man.
way, since we're on the subject of Lazo and going back to the whole Bushworld thing, he wanted a whole Bushworld Adventures show.
Oh God, no.
No, the short was fine. You know, go on to YOLO.
I'll take
Wait,
it.
but they wouldn't give us like the Dog Planet pitch from Rick and Morty.
Yeah, they won't give us Dog Planet, but they'll give us Bushworld.
I would watch the hell out of Lawnmower Dog.
Right? Same. I want 6 seasons in a movie. Minimum. Minimum.
God.
Don't get me started on Community. Don't even do it.
Anyway, should we wrap up Rick and Morty and we'll move on to the next one?
I gotta tell you, I don't feel like I've heard enough from our resident experts about what they kind of see come down the pipeline.
Well, you know, the thing is once we got into like the whole vampire werewolf thing, I'm like, well, who gives a shit about Rick and Morty anymore?
Cryptids at Adult Swim.
What have I done?
Let's talk about the Universal classic horror movie monster universe coming back. Like, come on, Tom Cruise, he fought the Mummy.
Now he is the Mummy.
So Tom Cruise is the Mummy.
So Justin Roiland is Tom Cruise.
Justin Roiland is Tom Cruise, confirmed.
Hey, I'm John Cruise. I do stuff and I'm action and stuff like that.
I mean, we're on the street. Word on the street is there's going to be an Abbott and Costello meets Frankenstein remake. It's on the way.
I thought for a second there, I thought you were going to say Abbott and Costello meet Justin Roiland.
Right,
I mean, I pay money to see that.
Actually, that works.
Well, quick
It's
question
called
for
Who's
Rick
on
and Morty guys. So, the Mulan live-action movie has actually been pushed back. How sad are you for the delay of the sauce?
Oh yeah.
Not missing it at all.
Gotta get that McDonald's tie-in.
Here we go.
God.
Here we go.
They just jumped from meme to meme.
Yes.
Like it went from all of a sudden it was Szechuan, and then immediately Pickle Rick.
I gotta say that sauce was terrible.
It's
I liked
not
it.
great.
I never
was
had it.
really good. It was super good.
I
It
got
was
a chance to
soy
try it when
sauce
they did it for a minute, and it was
sweet.
like ketchup and soy sauce.
I-
It was
It
good.
would be
I
really
didn't
great
like
on a salmon, like a baked salmon,
Maybe.
like a glaze. Just mwah.
Maybe it would work really great as like a teriyaki type thing.
I love that you're here trying to rationalize how the Szechuan can make sense. No, you mean baked Alaska. Like
It's all about the
chutney.
wine pairing. If you pick the right wine,
You
the
have to
sauce
pair
is
it with
great.
A rosé.
Well, we've all seen Kingsman, right? Like, you can have high-class McDonald's.
Like, come on.
How do you get high-class McDonald's?
I've had
not
a
if you
Big Mac in
Served it to
Europe.
football players.
Oh God.
I think
Oh,
that's-
We have reached a tangent. Are we?
Szechuan sauce sucks.
Should we? I mean, we're gonna revisit Rick and Morty topics later, I'm sure.
No doubt.
No, well, I have thoughts about the showdown.
Battle.
Uh-oh.
It was rigged.
What?
I'm interested in seeing how this is going to play out because you guys, some of you, I am just now meeting for the first time. There's no doubt in my mind that the bevy of opinions we are going to get out of this is going to be half the remainder of the show.
Oh, God. Well,
I've got
I'm
a table set up for flipping in the back.
You ready? You ready?
Oh, God. All right, but we will revisit that in a little bit. Our last panel, I guess, unless we come up with other panels. Robot Chicken did a panel.
Oh yeah.
Hey guys, I didn't watch the Robot Chicken panel, so
I don't think anyone did. Anyone watch the Robot Chicken panel?
I caught most of it.
You know what?
I'm gonna split though. It was wonderful being on with you guys and getting drunk and making martinis that were perfect, and then I dropped it in the sink, and then I had to make another one.
And then Twitch heard you dropping it in the sink.
And screaming, I'm sure.
It's been a roller coaster.
It is. It's my life. It's my fucking life. I'm just gonna later on. But it was great talking with you guys, and good break a leg for the rest of the night. Love you all so much.
Trish.
Bye,
Bart.
Trish.
Bye.
Bye, Trish.
Bye.
Bye, Trish.
Part vodka.
Oh. All right. So, as far as Robot Chicken, so what did we learn from Robot Chicken? Anything?
They've got a big
Life is
200th
short.
episode.
We knew that already.
It's gonna have Sam Elliott in it. We learned that.
He's been on the show, so I'm failing to real. You know what?
Has Sam Elliott been on the show?
I
though?
think he
Sam
was.
Elliott-
I think he
The
was
cowboy.
on. I think he was on an Emmy nominated episode, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh my God! Really?
Years
now,
ago.
if there's a mustache you could get, it's the Sam Elliott mustache. That's the one you
Ah,
want.
right?
Keanu Reeves is like small potatoes on like the mustache tier.
Jane
You
Jane
want the
needs
Sam
to
Elliott
get on
mustache.
that Sam Elliott game.
Yeah. See, I
She's
didn't.
gonna have a mustache collection.
Start a mustache collection. You heard it here
She's
first. The official helper mustache collection.
She's going to set it up like arcades. You can go in and take the ride, and she'll offer mustache rides to anybody passing by.
Oh, God.
It'll be like a Planet Hollywood, but just mustaches.
That's a good pitch for a Robot Chicken episode. Listen, I have
Just
nothing.
focus on something.
I'm sorry.
Would it be Planet Mustache or Mustache Hollywood? Which one would it be?
Oh, I
just call it
I think you would have to call it Planet Stashwood.
That wins. That wins this stream's showdown.
So yeah, so Robot Chicken wins.
Robot, no, Planet Stashwood wins.
So yeah, I guess Robot Chicken had a panel.
No,
I didn't really watch
Hell
it. I was surprised with how many people were kind of like Robot Chicken, meh.
It's because I think people forget that it's still on.
I think it's kind of like it kind of reminds me of the if anyone remembers, I'm an old man, but the SNL skit where they're like I think it was a Robert Smigel animation where they were showing like John Lovitz, that's the ticket, and it was him like progressing like from the 80s until like the mid 90s, and then like Church Lady showed up. So I'm equating it to like Robot Chicken was here and they were the big show and they got Emmys and all kinds of notoriety and the kids loved them, and then Rick and Morty came along.
Well,
Yeah.
The Simpsons, right?
Yeah.
Just kind of exists. It keeps shambling
It
along.
it's like for a long time. I mean, Aqua Teen was like that too for a long time. I was like, oh, there's still new Aqua Teen.
Yeah.
Would it
be canceled?
Well, I mean, would it be fair to assert that like Robot Chicken has kind of hit that same tier of like pop culture presence as South Park, where like they're just off doing their thing, and you can always kind of pop back in, and like it's always going to be great.
And to what you just
It's great though, but I wouldn't go so far as it's hit that sort of South Park-esque like pedestal.
I don't think it's
Was
at
it
that level. Yeah.
said about a classic is anything that people talk about but don't read, and has Aqua Teen Hunger Force, or some of these other shows, Robot Chicken, hit that spot where it's a classic because everyone talks about it and respects it, but no one watches it anymore.
And
I know kids who have never seen like Robot Chicken but talk about it. They talk about it because of Family Guy references to it.
Jeez. It's one that I would not. It's one that I would not turn off though. If I was surfing and it was on, like it's definitely one I'm not switching past. Like it's not one that I seek out anymore though. That's.
No, I totally catch it on streams and stuff occasionally.
Oh yeah,
HBO Max.
The thing about Robot Chicken for me, like it's great, and I loved watching it when it first came on. But it's one of those things where I expect this to happen with us and Rick and Morty. Like 70 when they announced 70 episodes, I was like, as podcasters, I told Travis, I'm like, oh god, we're gonna be on this for that many episodes, right? There's a certain threshold where you reach where you're like, I like it, I still love the show, I have good memories with it, but I'm kind of ready to move on now. And so I think that's how I feel about Robot Chicken.
And that is how I felt about Aqua Teen after a while. Not so much the part where it's like, oh, it's still on, but more like, well, the show is still good, it's still funny, but if they turned around and canceled it tomorrow, I probably would be content. And that's exactly what happened. And then I ended up writing that love letter to Aqua Teen on Agents of Geek back when Adult Swim Central was, well, it's still parked over there. But, and I know a lot of people have told me they are really inspired by it, which I don't write that great. But I'm blanking on the point I was, but yeah, I was, I get it. Robot Chicken now I feel like it's in that phase, especially the fact that they've surpassed episodes, now that they're doing 200, and maybe, I forget who mentioned it earlier, but like, being Rick and Morty being contractually obligated to 70 kajillion episodes, maybe it's a thing like that where Robot Chicken is just contractually obligated, and it's like, please kill us now.
And we just don't know it. They didn't make it a public announcement like they did with Rick and
The
Morty.
other thing, though, that they could be dealing with is just a simple fact. I mean, as Venture Brother fans, we know it can take a long time for something to get made when there aren't necessarily a lot of cooks in that kitchen. And then you look at Robot Chicken, and you're like, this is one of the most difficult forms of media to try and capture, stop motion. It could be the factor in Adult Swim in general suffers from this because of the giant gaps between seasons on most of the given shows. People forget the amount of shows I haven't caught because I've tuned out of Adult Swim for a moment because my 2 or 3 shows all went off air or something. I feel like almost every amount of seasons, because like, I mean, with Venture Brothers, we're going into season 8 on year 17 or something like that now. Like, that's a lot of gap years going on. And just with any show that makes that kind of a run, that has those kind of gaps, you're going to lose people eventually.
My son Brock is 19 now. And I mean, the show is just, it's lost its attention already. I mean, it's.
So wait, you had. Wait.
One of the things I was really interested in kind of getting you guys' opinions on. I feel like Venture Brothers in particular is one of the very few shows that consistently gets better every year.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Like, she isn't suggesting that it wasn't amazing and fun at the beginning, but they're just crushing it more and more every single season. And I haven't caught up to like a Robot Chicken episode recently. Those of you who are watching it, where would you say the level of quality is at? Because stuff like The Simpsons, my kids are getting into The Simpsons now, and the new Simpsons episodes do not slap the same way. But, like, I'm kind of looking at, these other shows that have been on for a hot minute. Are there any that you feel are surpassing the level of quality that they'd had previously?
South Park. That's the only one I see that still slaps hard.
Really, really. I mean, I dropped out of South Park for a while in my mid-teens.
I feel like it's not for so long you have to. Like I don't know any.
It hit a slump, and I think I'm really glad that Archer's out of the coma. Spoiler. And we're going back to just not weird dream stuff. Because
I love the weird dream shit. It was so good.
Those seasons,
Like,
those
it's so
were
fucking
the seasons
bizarre.
I'm like, I can watch these maybe once and then be done with them.
See,
The best part about the whole dream stuff is what Pam's iteration is every time.
But I
Yeah.
enjoy Pam in any iteration. So
This isn't strictly Adult Swim, and it's done now. But BoJack Horseman, I say, got better and better.
That show
That was amazing.
They were really,
Every season that show got got better. Yeah.
And I feel bad for how that Netflix kind of did them dirty.
My thing with
Oh, I was just gonna say that's a Netflix move. You can't get more than like 5-6 seasons out of Netflix, period, and then they kill you no matter what. They just don't like. Is anything been on Netflix for 10 seasons yet? They've been around long enough to have a show with 10 seasons. It hasn't happened.
Definitely not.
They don't allow it.
I mean,
I was gonna say, would they have tried it with House of Cards if what's his face hadn't gone?
Hadn't been the worst person ever. Yeah.
Maybe. I mean, I'm content with how BoJack ended personally.
Yeah, I'm too. I got really emotional. The thing about BoJack is it made me feel stuff that cartoons rarely make me feel. Like a couple Futurama episodes made me feel like that. You know, dog episode.
God, Seymour Butts.
And the 4-leaf clover episode. Those two.
See, that's the one. That's the one that always gets me way more than the Seymour one personally.
Yeah, Jurassic
the Clover
Park.
one. Ugh.
Jurassic
no.
Park.
The Clover one.
Luck of the Fryrish.
It's like a Tribe Called Quest. You have to say the whole thing. Seymour Butts.
Now, do you think like a kind of a reinvention or new kind of series would work for him too? Like I think back to like the guys behind Xavier and how they turned that into the chilling.
Oh, that was like a dream I had.
It's like a fever dream.
Like a recurring fever dream. I was just like, this needs to stop.
And then you remember, and you're like, "Oh yeah, that was."
Oh, Xavier kicks ass. Xavier was amazing.
It's great, but I sometimes forget that it was like a real thing and not just something my mind came up with.
I'm a big fan of PFR like in general.
Mm-hmm.
Like before Xavier, fucking my introduction to them was Wonder Shows and
oh yeah,
boy, what a masterpiece of a
PFR's done some great stuff. I mean, Harchie Holler, Delocated.
Their old music is hilarious too.
Was them?
Yeah.
Really?
Well, that's the thing. It's like, so do we take Stupid Buddy and just put him towards something else? Because what was the robot?
Oh my god, Titan Maximum was freaking amazing.
That was a great show, and it should have continued.
Let's transition from Robot Chicken into the next thing, because I mean they've got the skill and everything, and like we said, this is kind of old on the vine. So
I was so annoyed at that, and I think I said on either Swimcast or on Central when I posted something that like I was like, watch, they're gonna give it one season, they're gonna cancel it, and sure enough, it was like, and the story was just amazing.
It was a great show.
Yeah,
we
so,
also
I mean, maybe
had
that's the trick.
Star Wars show too that got canned when Disney bought Lucas.
Oh, I thought you were going to say the Robot Chicken Star Wars specials, because those
are
pretty good.
Those are good, but they had like a whole actual Star Wars thing.
Yeah,
and I think Jackson Public actually worked on it too, and then it got shelved.
I remember that whole thing, and that sounded really interesting. And then
it was going to be like the Lower Decks, the Star Trek show, but Star Wars. It was Robot Chicken, but Star Wars, but not Robot Chicken.
Huh.
Yeah.
Now, next year being 2021, how excited is everybody to go through and rewatch C-Lab?
Ooh,
boy.
Don't already do that at least once a year. Come on, man. Who you take me for?
It's time.
Fair
It is
enough,
time.
man.
Dig out the DVD sets.
I'm helping.
They just got to make sure they stay a year ahead.
Oh,
Oh, jeez.
Uh-oh.
Rob, help
My stanza.
My stanza. No, wrong show.
Oops.
Wrong show.
Well,
I'm forgetting the guy's name. What was the actor? He was on Chips. What was the older actor's name?
Eric Estrada.
My wife actually helped him down at her job about 2 months ago and said he was the nicest, sweetest guy, and came back in like 2 or 3 days in a row. And I was like, okay, no, now I definitely want to go back and rewatch everything, because there's always just something to like finding out someone's genuinely a nice person.
I wonder if that's a result of George Lopez beating it into him, because George Lopez has the thing where he says this. He tells a story about how he went to meet Eric Estrada, and Eric Estrada was like the biggest dick. And George Lopez's whole thing.
Someone on one bad day and it ruins it.
And then George Lopez said he vowed since then, every time he sees Eric Estrada, to make his life like a living hell.
Oh God.
Yeah.
Imagine having that burden of angry George Lopez.
It makes sense that he was a dick for so long. You know, John upstaged him just constantly on Chips.
Actually, be called Chipes. Really?
The acronym.
Chipes.
That's a heck of an arch, though. Like, I gotta give George Lopez credit there. Like, that is some serious.
He's gotta constantly be looking over his shoulder.
Dude, I imagine like George Lopez rolling out of bed, like, I'm giving Eric Estrada shit today. Let's go.
Let's see what kind of dumb shit he put on Twitter today.
Yeah, let's go. And Lowrider plays in the background.
Oh God. Okay.
My heart's lower than my moral standards.
By the way, one thing, because we mentioned Stupid Buddy and them doing other things. I just went to go see if they've been working on anything else. They're working with Ubisoft on a Rabbids movie.
Huh.
Oh, fucking course they are. I hate the Rabbids so much.
Well, I mean, if it's going to be anything like the Assassin's Creed movie, you have nothing to worry about.
if it's a Mario versus Rabbids game or a movie, then I'm in.
I was going to say Mario vs. Rabbids was great.
I don't know.
As long as it's a sequel to the original Super Mario's, I'm game then.
No.
They've got that Crossing Swords on Hulu as well, they show.
Oh yeah, Crossing Swords.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
they're getting on it.
Yes.
They also worked on Camp WWE, which was
a
thing that happened.
That was a thing. I never watched it. They've done things and stuff. That's
no, for sure. So good on them.
So are we ready for like the main event of the night?
Thunderdome?
Let's do it.
Thunderdome. we're gonna talk about.
I'm expecting these guys to like, whip out like wrestling belts over their heads, like
like the Bushwhacker brothers.
Yeah, actual glasses in the dirty.
So Adult Swim, they did this thing they called the Summer Showdown, and
it was bullshit.
Good night, everybody.
I'm angry.
That's our thoughts.
That's a good way to put it. I was gonna vamp a little bit. I was gonna warm myself up to it a little bit and say, okay, from an old timey grandpa Adult Swim fan perspective, I was like, okay, this is cool. You know, they're doing kind of a Final Four, March Madness kind of brackets with all the shows that they've done in previous years, and I'm like, well, you know, I appreciate that they're putting Saul the Mole Man and Fat Guy Stuck in Internet on here, but I know they'll never get past the first bracket because none of the millennial kids will know what Fat Guy and Saul the Mole Man are. And I think I didn't get into it until like the week of, like, the Final Four. I was fascinated by the Final Four, especially the fact that Tim and Eric, Awesome Show, got into the Final Four, and then
that was bullshit.
Deserved.
Well, let's break this down now. So We got.
I have the bracket too. If people need the bracket.
Well, it's on the screen now.
It's up on the Twitch.
On the
So
Twitch
it's on the screen. I don't have the Twitch up.
Hang on, I can help you out with that. Share your screen.
Should at least cover like the whatever the not the Sweet 16, but the Horny 8 or whatever they call it.
I forget what they call it.
Some dumb thing that they call it.
Horny 8. Yep.
Honestly,
I need 7 friends for a group. Who's with me?
I think Horny 8's gonna stick.
Yep.
Is that the sequel to that Tarantino movie?
Yes.
First they
No,
were hateful.
it's
Now
that
they're
Steven
horny.
Sonnenberg heist movie.
Oh god.
Horny 8's
I don't know if you all in the Discord can see this, but
Oh, I got it.
okay. So yeah, because I previewed it and it's being a dick now. I don't know how to get rid of. Oh wait, I did get rid of it. Duh. So let's break this down. So by the people, well, we'll skip over Rick and Morty for the obvious reasons. But like Venture Brothers was put up against, is that Metalocalypse?
Yeah, that was a really close race that I actually covered on the Twitter for a while. It was really intense.
It was up against Harvey Birdman first.
Yeah.
Right.
And that was easy.
Yeah.
And then it went against Metalocalypse.
Metalocalypse, which
against the Shivering Truth, which the Shivering Truth is amazing.
It's terrifying.
Very
dude,
good.
the Shivering
That gives me
like,
nightmares.
Oh yeah.
Like it is not looking away from what like you. I had never seen it until I came across it very recently, and I was shocked that a show with themes like that wasn't being lauded more.
Right.
Like, I mean, it's kind of the same thing with Wonder Chosen, right? Like, you guys remember when Wonder Chosen was up and like hardly anybody knew what it was?
Yeah. Well, these are the same guys
And
too. This is PFR.
Yeah, it's just amazing.
They're fucking geniuses.
So
I admittedly I haven't actually watched the show, but whenever I saw the previews, I was like, I have to watch it because it had like a disconcerting feel to it that reminded me of like the Tool videos from the 90s, right? Like
It makes
sober.
you horribly uncomfortable the whole time.
it's not something you want to watch while tripping.
No, it just gives. I have trouble watching it. I am man enough to admit I have difficulty watching that show.
I'm man enough to admit I'm scared.
Yes, I'm man enough to admit that show terrifies me.
I mean,
So,
it's not any worse than like Eraserhead. Like, you know, if you've
That
done like
also
the
terrifies me.
stuff, like, yeah, like this is
You can handle this.
right.
I am
So-
a baby. I'm a baby now.
Were there any matchups that you guys thought like so? Because the Harvey Birdman Venture Brothers and then Venture Brothers into Metalocalypse, like which did you think were going to be the tightest matchups?
I mean, I'm just really analyzing this as we speak. I really didn't look at any of the shows except for the ones that the winners beat.
So I really heavily followed the Metalocalypse Venture Brothers battle because there's a lot of overlap of fans.
Yeah.
And so people were having to make really tough choices. And some people were like, okay, but Venture Brothers is still on the air. Metalocalypse, its run has ended. And yeah, it was good. Like, I know people were like trying to justify it like that. And other people were like, but the music, you got all the music that Death Clock put it out. And then,
Well, that's the thing. The show is over, but the group is still on tour. Like
yeah, exactly. Exactly. Brendan Small still goes out and does Death Clock stuff.
I was watching videos on YouTube about like their songwriting and shit. Like that's a legitimate thing, which is crazy to have come out of a cartoon. Like
yeah,
It's wild.
it's insane.
I wonder if it's one of those like they did it for tax purposes. So like when I listen to the commentary on Venture Brothers, one thing I'll notice is they'll make like an offhanded statement and then that thing kind of happens in a weird way. And I'm not even talking about like continuity stuff. like they're talking about moving ventures to New York and or going on vacation in Greece. And then like the next episode or the next season, you get like spanakopita. And then like a season down the line, like you move them. I'm like,
Spanakopita!
Come on, you can't
did you
not
just
do
write that in for like a, oh, I took a Greek vacation. I did an episode on Greece. Clearly this is research.
Right.
Like
no, Jackson, I think openly said that. He
yeah, so Brendan Small's like, how do I like fund the most badass metal band and get all my equipment sponsored? Well, I make fucking cartoons.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And also sidetrack. There's a good story on some podcast. Adam Reed tells about how he got Cartoon Network to pay for his trip to Europe by saying he was going to film like segments for this cartoon they used to do. He and God, blanking on his name. Yeah, used to do it's like Howdy Doody or time or something like that. I forget.
Oh, I do vaguely remember that.
Yeah, but they got Cartoon Network to pay for a European vacation and then didn't film anything while in Europe.
That's awesome.
So I mean, yeah.
Although I heard a similar story for Aqua Teen, I think they flew out to Vegas to record Dana for Shake because they couldn't do it over the phone.
There's got to be some finagling going on there.
Oh, of course.
Yeah, there's plenty of finagling going on. And let's be honest, like my Greek vacation research I did landed me a third baby.
Nice. What I wanted to say about Metalocalypse is it's a good show, but I think he squandered whatever money they gave him to make that rock opera. He should have just made a last season. I don't know.
Oh God,
those are my 2 cents.
Which bracket did you think was easiest?
I mean, okay, let's look at this.
All the brackets that Rick and Morty were in, unfortunately.
I mean,
like we all know who's going to win these showdowns.
I know when it started, people were petitioning to try and get Perfect Hair to win out, and I guess it didn't work.
That was also partially because Matt Harrigan was hosting it. It's like you don't have the creator host.
I mean, that's kind of difficult though, because he's created or produced a bunch of these shows. I mean, where is?
I know, but Perfect Hair, it's definitely
12. He's worked on 12 Ounce Mouse. He's worked on Tim and Eric and Tom Goes to the Mayor.
What was that?
I'm surprised Beef House got beyond the first bracket.
What was the other show he did? Assy. There it is. Oh, they put Assy up against Brack?
Yeah, that was some of these
shows. Put me up against Brack.
This is bullshit. I'm at least a number 4 seed.
I thought the Frisky Dingo Black Dynamite matchup was really good.
Oh,
that was intense. I'm very pro.
Aqua Teen Boondocks.
Aqua Teen and Boondocks. That's a hard call.
That's a tough call. That's my prime Adult Swim years right there. Is that peak?
Yeah.
Oof.
See, and this is the other thing I was thinking of. Why didn't they separate it into divisions? Like you could have the classic swim stuff, and then the live action stuff, and the new stuff, and then I don't know, the Tim and Eric
they weren't. A lot of these were not even Drinky Crow against Aqua Teen.
No chance.
Because if you start doing divisions, then it's like college fantasy football. Like we've got the NAACP.
But I mean, we're analyzing it like it is.
We're something to do, Beast. Come on, don't take this from us.
We're basically analyzing this like it is college basketball, and
we're nerds. Get over it.
Oh man, you gotta keep your kids up.
Well, it's not like there's injured lists or anything. It's like production hiccups. How did COVID affect this show?
Oh no!
Wait.
Yeah, this is the main difference. It's a popularity contest.
Against home movies seems like an odd mashup too.
So this is always something that's interesting to me, especially in the line of work that I do during the day and many evenings, where looking at the value of something versus how popular it is and whether or not those are inherently separate things. Like take pop music, for instance, right? A lot of people love to rail against pop music. And in my estimate, it is harder to write a song that my mom, my son, and I like than it is to write a song that fits a very narrow genre band or brand, right? So you're looking at the technicality of something. Being able to create something that is popular is actually really hard. And it's almost got to be like lightning in a bottle in order for it to stick. And when we're looking at brackets like this, in terms of overall popularity, it shows that the fact that Aqua Teen Hunger Force made it all the way to the end speaks to that lightning in a bottle that it managed to capture, that it managed to go head to head and almost win against the single biggest cartoon property on the planet for the past several years.
And I mean, there seems to be a resurgence of Aqua Teen, and I'm alluding to something we'll hopefully talk about later. But in like recent, I mean, as the resident expert of Aqua Teen Hunger Force, you know, there is
a little self-promotion.
Yeah. There, I don't know. There's like a thing where like Aqua Teen is something that, like, I guess if you, I think it's too late, or it's not the rum anymore. I think it's just too. I think it's lack of sleep. If you are,
you can't just decide I'm drunk. That decision's between me and God.
I'm drunk. Do what now?
Something about Nathan Scott Phillips.
Nathan Scott Phillips. No. I feel like if you ask someone to sum up one show on a, you know, if you walked up to someone on the street and said,
Adult Swim?
What is Adult Swim? Aqua Teen. Venture, you know, they have their own thing, you know, and it's like Aqua Teen was the thing for like, they were the Rick and Morty and the Robot Chicken for like the first 5-10 years.
I would say the first decade and a half.
So yeah, I'm
until
not
Rick and Morty.
So I'm not surprised at how far they got. Eric Andre, I don't know.
It actually tells me that the people who were voting weren't just the little kids, because look at how far home movies got.
Right.
Yeah. Like let's be real honest with this. The
and
people
also
who were
home
voting
movies just got rebroadcast on Adult Swim.
Right.
Too.
They seem to be pairing it up with Bob's, I think, since they've been laying into Bob's more since they lost the rights to Family Guy?
Well,
are they? No, not Family. They're still showing Family Guy.
Bob's is leaving. Family Guy's leaving, and
Cleveland was the one. Cleveland and King of the Hill, I think. And then since then, they've been leaning heavily more on Bob's. So I feel like
I mean, a lot of new home movie fans are coming in from Metalocalypse. They're like, "Oh, Brendan Small's other show."
Oh,
I've seen that too. Like, and I think my friend who's also watching it.
John Benjamin fans.
I love that guy. I've talked to him a couple of times.
I hear he's got a van.
I mean, Coach McGurk is one of his like most like iconic characters, and it's, you know, a shame most people will not know him from that. They're like, it's either Bob's or Arby's commercials, maybe an Archer
for sandwiches.
It's for sandwiches. I don't know him as I normally, like, I think of Coach McGurk, but I normally think of Jason from home movies, because that's also him.
Yeah, he took over for the original guy, I think.
Yeah.
So he's also Jason, and I think like Walter and or Perry. I don't know which one.
Yeah.
What do you think was the most unfair bracketing?
Oh God.
Because just looking at the bracket right now, they put Rick and Morty up against Perfect Hair Forever there at the beginning, and Perfect Hair Forever did not have nearly the fan base that Rick and Morty's got. Was that, you know, like a
and they still got like 26% of the vote, I think, something like that.
Now,
I don't understand how Beef House got past stage 1.
Which one now is Beef House? Because there's 2 Tim Heidecker pictures, and I'm like,
so it's the one with him with the looking like a gross Jersey Shore type character.
The one on the bottom.
Yeah.
So how in the blue hell does Beef House beat out NTSF. I mean, maybe I'm biased.
I didn't
It's only got one season. It only has one season out. That and Three Busy Debras, I think.
I think Beef House has
the stronger of the two.
Beef House has the advantage of being a newer show
and also being Tim and Eric.
Yeah, and I mean, I can understand. I'm guessing this is Frankenhole, the one next to Fat Guy.
Yeah, that's
I get that one.
I like that Lucy got past the first bracket.
What is that?
C-Lab.
where is it? I'll tell you what it is.
It's Lucy
on the left.
It's all the way on the bottom.
It's one battling Lucy.
Yeah. I can't make out.
I think that's Gendy Terracosta.
Oh, is that Primal?
That is Minority. Minority.
Well, yeah, it's gonna.
Wow.
If you put the socially insensitive show up against anything, it's gonna
their one's not standing by their minority decision at all, and rightfully so.
What the What did Squidbillies go up against? What is that? Looks like Guy Fieri.
Is that over on the right?
Oh, that's
the part
Guy Fieri.
Squidbillies went against mostly for millennials.
Yeah. The show I'd never heard of.
Your Pretty Face is Going to Hell went against Eagleheart. Mike Tyson went against Three Busy Debras. Black Jesus went against Tim and Eric Awesome Show. C-Lab 2021 went against.
A little bit of a disappointment. Like, I think Black Jesus is way better than Tim Eric Awesome Show.
I was shocked Tim and Eric made it.
I wish there wasn't as much Tim and Eric. I feel like there's oversaturation of
you
Tim.
You get one show, Tim and Eric, to represent you.
Yeah, I
you
feel
get
like
multiple.
just been like Tim and Eric gets one show. That's it.
I feel like
we're on 3/4 of the bracket.
Yeah.
Tim
Tim
gets a show.
Bracket.
Eric gets a show.
I think they should have had Tom Goes to the Mayor, and that was the only show they ever had. But that's a different story.
Or could they have just lumped them into one thing?
All Tim and Eric,
and then on the off chance that they win,
break it up and be like, "Oh, an
They
episode
could
of
have
Beef
had their own
House."
separate Tim and Eric bracket.
Yeah.
Right.
The Tim and Eric Summer Showdown.
Because there's a lot of overlap.
Whoever loses, Matt Harrigan wins.
Now, we're kind of here at the part where we really need to talk about the final four.
Exactly. That's why I brought the screen back up. So, okay.
So, let's go ahead and kind of take a quick look here as to whether or not you guys thought that the ones that made it up there were the best choices, and if you thought the matchups were decided correctly.
I think the execution was poor. I think they shouldn't have done it just on Instagram stories.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's the one thing that I've taken away from this, is that it was not a good format choice to get a proper vote.
Yeah, it's and I said this before we started. It's like, number one, half these shows were on before Instagram was even invented. So who's going to know enough to go vote for stuff like that?
Only teens who are deep diving into Adult Swim.
Right.
Everybody go to MySpace and vote for your favorite.
Yeah, everyone go to MySpace.
Go to the Live Journal.
Yeah, right.
Turn off your Friendster.
We have a Blogster.
No, they should have. If they were really super serious about this, then they should have just put it on swim.com.
Yeah,
well, they could have. If we were talking about doing things on multiple platforms in terms of the streaming with the con stuff.
They could have done that.
They could have done multiple platforms because Instagram is not the only platform that has a poll option. You could have done this on Twitter also. You could have done this on Facebook also.
Yeah.
If you really wanted to stick to social media, you could have done it on there.
Do it on SurveyMonkey.
Even that.
Who cares? Everyone uses SurveyMonkey. Universities use SurveyMonkey.
I used it once. I didn't get it. But that's me. I'm old grandpa, man. But again, saying this earlier, it's like, okay, you're putting this vote out on Instagram. No one knew how to get to it. The Aqua Teen shitposting group that a lot of us are on was like, oh, how do you click on this? How do you click on, how do you get there? Nick Gibbons from As Seen on Adult Swim posted, I think, the last possible day that you could vote a link. And Dana Snyder was posting, come on, guys, let's get this back up to, past. Because when it started, when they first had the showdown earlier in the week, it was like, I think it was like Aqua Teen was up to 60 and Rick and Morty was 40. And then I think a day later they totally flipped. And by then it was too late to start voting. Because people were still saying, oh, where's the link? Where is it? And I was looking back and I'm like, it's gone.
Yeah, because that's the problem with Instagram poll, with the stories. The format is stories only last for about 24 hours unless you save them. And I don't think they were saving them into like highlights and then making the polls last longer. It's a format.
Yeah. So, I mean, so that's what we got. We got, Instagram 2-day voting, and I guess most of the millennial people knew how to do that, and we got what I just posted on the screen. It was actually pretty close.
It got nice. It got really close.
So we wound up with Aqua Teen Hunger Force versus Tim and Eric Show versus Robot Chicken versus Rick and Morty. And we ended up with Tim and Eric versus Aqua Teen Hunger Force, which is as throwback Adult Swim as you can get.
Yeah.
And then we wound up with Robot Chicken versus Rick and Morty. 3 of the 4 that were on here are classic Adult Swim properties. There's only one newcomer. And when we're talking, I heard a couple times people say, oh, this was rigged, this is rigged. I mean, I'm looking at this. 3/4 of that final 4 are not new shows.
See,
they're out of
Okay, again, I'm going to put on my tinfoil hat here. First off, Adult Swim Karen was a publicity plant.
Oh my god!
Are we going there now?
We can't do this without mentioning Adult Swim Karen.
Right, fair enough. And I mean, if you look at the final 4, and then the essentially like the ultimate supremacy there, like. These are really the 4 that kind of the 4 shows that are the most recognizable brand-wise in terms of like Adult Swim.
Yeah.
Like this is Adult Swim branding pillars right here. Like we were making jokes about how many shows Tim and Eric have. Bam, there they are. They're a pillar. We can't ignore Rick and Morty because it's fucking everywhere, right?
Yeah.
Robot Chicken, again, they're kind of like sliding up the echelon, moving into that Simpsons, what was it, Family Guy territory. And then there's Aqua Teen, and Aqua Teen is, like you said, Aqua Teen was Adult Swim for at least like 5 years. So don't tell me that this isn't rigged. I see the dots, man. I see the 5G bat giving me the code.
I'm just saying it's rigged for the sheer purpose of it was put on Instagram.
Yeah. See, that's why I'm saying it's not a balanced vote. And I mean, Rick and Morty may be the best show, but
I'm just gonna throw this out there. Like Rick and Morty right now is. Like, I'm not saying this as a Rick and Morty podcaster. I'm saying this like Rick and Morty is what I would say the newcomers to Adult Swim. If they're getting brought to Adult Swim, that's what's bringing them to Adult Swim. I have coworkers in their 50s and 60s who are like, "Hey, Brandon, did you catch that new Rick and Morty?" Right?
Hey,
you're not
check it out. I'm Pickle Rick, eh?
Exactly.
Yeah. I've ever seen. He turns himself into a pickle.
And so like as far as that like popularity contest, it's going to get up there, right? And like talking to like Instagram and other platforms for polling, just from what I've seen in the last handful of years, Adult Swim has not been. They haven't been the pinnacle of social media savvy than
I have a lot of thoughts about that, as I've mentioned before.
I apologize.
Podcast. They decide to make a podcast after 12 years of me
well,
doing one.
Yeah. Well,
kidding.
we're right there with you. Like we completely agree.
I am in full seriousness. I'm glad they started a podcast, and I've given much love to Matt Harrigan over that.
Well, I'll even talk to like the Reddit, the Rick and Morty subreddit. However many people are in the subreddit for that, like, Adult Swim doesn't utilize that to its full potential, and they could, right? So we're not going to get into the
I could go.
Who knew somebody who could put them in touch with someone who knew. Oh, I see a guy in a Wayland Utani Corporation shirt who might know a few things.
Do you know any werewolves?
Werewolf. I know some swearwolves.
Swearwolves, not werewolves.
I'm about to be the least person on this podcast because I'm going to ask the really hard, impossible question. How in the world did Aqua Teen Hunger Force get that high?
Yeah, and let's go back to who they... Yeah.
I don't know. Because...
I mean, Drinky Crow, I could see them beating. Black Dynamite, I guess.
I see that.
I can't see them beating Boondocks.
Boondocks is so
Boondocks
popular.
is the harder one.
I'll be the one who I'll take the bullet. I'll be the one who says it. It's
fixed.
No.
Yeah, see, I'm telling you,
it's
like
It's not. It's peak. It's
George Soros.
Hashtag fake bracket.
Like
deep state.
I think of like when they had the bomb scare, like that sort of stuff. What CNN was saying was, "Oh, it's a show for stoners." That's what it is.
And I've argued this, and I was going to mention this earlier because I forget if it was Kim Manning. I much love to Kim Manning, much love to everyone at Swim, but I think she described it as a stoner show. I think I got to go back to this thing. Wait, hang on. Okay, so glossing over that.
Wow. Just plugging
I have never ever partaken in marijuana. And I'm sure there are a lot of people who haven't. It's not really... I wouldn't classify it as a quote-unquote stoner show. I mean,
but
people go to bed... People go to bed...
People do watch.
Yes.
Wow.
Are you saying it's like the Property Brothers of Adult Swim? It is the most mindless entertainment you can put on to go to sleep, and that's why it's so popular?
No, this Twitch
commentary when you're going to sleep. That's what you do, like a sane person.
People have admitted to me that they go to sleep from the Twitch stream that airs normally, the 24-hour one plugged to ACP Network. But they've admitted to me that they go to sleep to whatever random crap is being aired. And there is really random crap.
Well, okay, so maybe that's a big part of the issue, and I think we've all kind of done a good job acknowledging it, that, like, we're becoming the elder echelon of Adult Swim fans. So back in the day, Adult Swim was definitely more of a cult thing. Like, it's almost like you had to have a secret high sign to even find people who watched it. And then, like, it just got more popular and popular until, like, Rick and Morty just blew out there. And now it's like, well, these guys don't have a great social media presence. They're not doing this right. I mean, at the end of the day, they just weren't built for it because they were the undercurrent. And that's, I think, how they kind of see themselves still.
So Adult Swim is electronic dance music in the U.S., and Rick and Morty is Tiesto or Skrillex.
I mean, if you want to offend the listeners, sure, let's go.
I think I just got an idea for our new Skrillex podcast, though. So.
Oh boy.
No.
See, I would have gone with like a more of like a Avicii. No, that's not better. Never mind.
Again, and I don't think that it's necessarily fair to be hating on any of these properties that managed to hit that moment to catch that zeitgeist. And again, like Rick and Morty in particular is awesome, right? Robot Chicken is amazing. Aqua Teen Hunger Force, I can't use those adjectives.
Wow.
I mean, everyone's got, going back to what I said. Going back to what I said about 12 Ounce Mouse, it's an acquired taste. It's just like Tim and Eric. It's like the more underground cult shows like Super Jail or Solve the Moon.
Give me more Super Jail.
Yeah, I would love.
Bring it back.
They're hinting at more Ballmasters, so.
Yeah.
Ballmasters. Okay, I really love Ballmasters. Okay.
It really died in this bracket, though. Holy shit!
Yeah,
I know it died.
Who beat it?
I don't even know what that is.
Is that
Xavier? That's Xavier.
That is
Xavier. Well, see, Xavier had just also had the commencement speech, too, like a week before the bracket.
Hey guys, I have a real quick question. You guys are the elder statesmen of Adult Swim, I would say, especially in this stream. I mean, I've watched those.
Harump.
But
I didn't get a harump
were there
from
any?
that guy.
Were there any notable omissions from the bracket entirely that you would have liked to have seen on there?
I don't see.
Cowboy Bebop.
Oh,
I don't know that they. I don't know that they included anime on this.
Where's all the anime?
I think it's just originals.
The Tsunami lineup.
Yeah.
Like Harvey Birdman. Harvey Birdman on there?
Oh, yeah, Harvey's on there.
we got all of the originals: Aqua Teen, Space Ghost, Brack.
They have Minority, but not Titan Maximum.
Yeah, Titan was on there. Yeah,
that's like the only one I could think of. I mean, Stroker and Hoop got in. Assy McGee got in.
Stroker and Hooper.
Located, Laser Wolf, Hot Streets, Moral Oral, Tom Goes to the Mayor, Loiter Squad. Wow, haven't thought about that.
Is Primal on there?
Joe isn't on there.
Yeah, Primal's I think is Primal the one we said got beat by Lucy.
I think that's Primal. Don't hold
Also, Neon Joe. I think Neon Joe's on there. I think it's on towards the top.
Neon Joe's top on there.
Yeah, Neon Joe got beat by Moral Oral.
Oh, I see him. Yep.
Primal's amazing, but it hasn't been on long enough for I think people to really.
Same as Beat House and Three Busy Deborah's.
So you know what isn't on there?
Busy Deborah's, okay.
Family Guy isn't on there.
Yeah, but that's not
Family Guy.
Where the
That's
fuck
not
is Jimmy Cook?
Like of all of the properties, right? Because I know they're about to lose Family Guy from here too. And the thing about that, there would be no fan. Yeah, it was one of the things that they just announced. Of all the properties that are on here, there is one that owes its success more. Just Family Guy owes everything in the world to Adult Swim, because you guys remember.
Sure.
Yeah. It was Adult Swim that launched the DVD sales, and it was the DVD sales that pushed it over the edge and brought it back.
Yep.
It would still be dead.
It wouldn't fit on this bracket though, because this bracket is specifically the original stuff.
I mean,
like one of the more like low key shows that I'm not sure anybody else remembers is Look Around You.
Oh yeah.
But again, not an original. I was about to say Mission Hill, but that wasn't original either.
Yeah.
That wasn't?
Yeah.
The Oblong.
No, that was
Mission
WB.
They took a lot of stuff from UPN and WB.
Yeah, they took a lot of the early 2000 canceled stuff, except Dilbert, for obvious reasons.
Oh man, the Gilbert Bill, like, was it the Scott Adams Bill Sankiewicz beef on Twitter was amazing. Like Bill Sankiewicz totally like challenged him to a doodle off or whatever, and that Scott Adams just like, I don't live here anymore. Thanks, bye.
The one I just thought of.
Children's Hospital was
television history.
What? Oh,
yeah.
That omitted because it started off as a WB web show. So I'm wondering if that's why.
Probably.
Because Children's Hospital was good.
Wait, what
I
about
didn't see
news?
that.
What about newsreaders?
Oh no, that wasn't on there either. Frankenhole wasn't on there.
No, Frankenhole's on
Frankenhole
there.
was-
We said fat guy. It beat fat guy.
$1 Million Extreme World Peace.
Oh, they're never gonna put that on there. Though.
For the record, fuck $1 Million Extreme World.
Yeah, 100%. Fuck MDE.
Whoa.
Your Hole wasn't on there, was it?
No.
Because I
somebody
think
said
that
in the
was
chat, too.
that was a short thing.
That was during
What
infomercial
is-
time, right?
What is the one? Is that not totally for teens? What is the one with under?
For millennials. For millennials.
Mostly for millennials.
I thought that's what we said the other one was. What was?
What about Hot Package?
Maybe one of those is
on
Hot
there.
Package.
Yeah, one of those.
That's
Hot
what,
Package.
that's what I was thinking of. And someone just
Furikuri was on there.
someone just pointed out Joe Pera beat Delocated. I don't even see Delocated or Joe Pera.
Over on the left.
Oh yeah.
Joe Pera beat Delocated, rightfully so. He is a treasure.
Was he the guy that got his start on Cracked.com?
I don't know.
Maybe,
And
I
then-
don't know. He's the one who does the really calm.
Oh,
What?
the Heart She Hollered.
Yeah,
That-
Harchie Holler.
Archie's on here.
It
They,
made one. but I thought-
it actually beat China, Illinois, which I'm surprised at.
No, I think that's
Oh,
the
wow.
other one.
Oh,
That's yeah. That's
Plop-
Brad Neal's Hot Dog and
That's
Scorpio.
off the air that beat China, Illinois.
Huh.
Off the air beat China.
Yeah, off the air beat
Yeah.
China.
But the
Oh,
Heart
right.
She Hollers
was-
is on there. Yeah.
Yeah.
Venture versus
Uh,
Tender Touches.
I don't
Was
know. I'm
Scolio
just-
Peeplio wasn't on the was it
is.
Narhol and Scolio Peeplio? Was that on there?
Yeah, it
the
is.
one
We
at
just
the
said
top
it
of the
was.
Yeah.
So I
The
think
Heart She Hollers was on Argnalan, Sclopio, PPO.
PPO.
Yep.
Yeah, sure.
Scorpio.
So I feel like we should summarize this since we're coming into the third hour of the show.
That's a wrap.
This is where we live. This
I
is
mean,
our comfort.
I'm not. I will say I'm not upset that Aqua Teen got beat by Rick and Morty. I mean, someone
You're
got.
just disappointed.
I'm just
I would say
disappointed
that.
with the way, you know, if Robot Chicken had got it, I probably would have been pissed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
As you know,
Right.
as
As
you know,
you
a Rick
know.
and Morty
Expert. Yes.
I'll
I'll give as the Aqua Teen expert, I will give you the title of Rick and Morty expert.
Well, no, I'm actually I'm going out here to say honestly I think Aqua Teen should have won. Just in the sense of like iconicness, right?
Yeah.
Like Aqua Teen is Adult Swim. That is what you think of. Even if when Rick and Morty aside, if you see Aqua Teen, anything related to it, you're like, yeah, Adult Swim.
Although
And it has a longevity.
It does, but on the flip side, if you had asked me, and someone has asked me this before, if you could bring back one show from Adult Swim, what would it be? And I totally
Frisky Dingo.
Yes, I would bring that back because I need to know what happens with Sandra Cruz, and
We all
him
need
go.
to know
Yeah,
what happens with Sandra
Barnaby
Cruz.
Joe.
Barnaby Joe. People, let me tell you about my new best friend,
Your best friend.
Barnaby Joe. Nap.
We can never.
We can never go back to Arizona.
Arizona.
Oh, I love Frisky
Don't you,
Dingo.
Simon? Don't you do it?
And don't you do that because that's our last bowl. Who's for
We can
Den-
never go back to Arizona.
Who's for Denny's? Grand Slam.
So let's take this back just a little bit and ask what should have won. If we could just get everybody to say what they thought should have won.
Just to finish my point before it gets lost, I was going to say Space Ghost because that's the granddaddy. But I knew it wouldn't. I knew it wouldn't win.
Yeah, I knew it wouldn't.
It was going to be a long
That was
shot. I mean, the fact that it got so far. I mean, okay, Tom, maybe Moral Oral, but definitely wasn't going to get past Rick and Morty.
This is gonna be a question. I didn't ask it earlier, but I'll ask it now, just in general. Like if Space Ghost was in a different bracket entirely, a different division, do you think it would have gone further instead of going up straight against Rick and Morty, basically? Fairly quickly?
Absolutely.
I
Definitely.
think that's why Tim and Eric Awesome Show got as far as it did.
Yeah.
Although
because of its competition, but it beat Squidbillies, which surprised me.
Yeah, and Your Pretty Face, which I mean that's an Emmy-nominated show for Adult Swim. So,
and I like that C-Lab got really far too.
Right.
Yeah. C-Lab did. C-Lab earned it.
I think they could have done better.
C-Lab did its work, man.
C-Lab went up against Lucy, the Daughter of a Devil, which probably none of the newer fans remember.
Decker.
And and Decker, but it started with King Star King, which that was
Web
only.
Yeah.
So thank you for answering that question. Yeah, because as much as I love Rick and Morty, I love a lot of these shows. Space Ghost to Coast is always the one I'm like, growing down Highway 40 in my big old pickup truck.
We moisten your dreams with man urine.
Doc Savage. That's your... Hey, you asked the question originally. Like, who do you think should have won?
If I'm being honest, I think the correct show won. I think that the reason Rick and Morty
burn the witch
was, I
burn
think
the damn woods,
right? A duck. So the reason I think that Rick and Morty was the correct choice for this was that if there is any property that is leading Adult Swim into the near term, it is very clearly Rick and Morty. And as much as I love Space Ghost, C-Lab 2021, and I have such a love for the Venture Brothers is a better show than Rick and Morty is, in my opinion. Rick and Morty, however, is crushing it in a way that makes it impossible to ignore and silly to sideline.
I feel like I either said this or I was thinking it, where I'm like, if this was 5 to 8 years ago, it would have gone to Robot Chicken.
Oh yeah, no, totally.
And if it was 15, 20 years ago, it would have gone to Aqua Teen.
Yeah.
Or Space Ghost.
Do you think? I was gonna say, do you think Aqua Teen would beat Space Ghost?
There was definitely.
I think it depends on where they have their vote. I mean, if they had it in a hot topic, then it would go to Aqua Teen.
Okay. I didn't want to say it, but how much do you think the potential destruction of Adult Swim, just the slowly, gradually, when it gets kind of chipped away, how much can we attribute that to Hot Topic and just the overpopularization of all of the different things? Because like back in the day, if I saw Aqua Teen Hunger Force shirt, I'm like, that person dug around for it. But if I see somebody wearing a Rick and Morty shirt, I'm like, you just went to a Hot Topic. Like it just
but that's now. But that's now.
You can buy one at Walmart.
It was also 25 years ago. Do you guys remember when South Park hit? I mean, I don't know. Those of us who are old enough to remember, and everybody had those white T-shirts with the characters on them. They were the only T-shirts you could buy for them. But I'm not going to blame Hot Topic. And again, this is the danger of this type of thing, which is someone likes something, but you feel like they don't like it enough. Like that's a small tent, and we should be all in on the big tent, because the more people come to this, the more amazing shows we get, and the more opportunities these independent creators will have to craft their masterpiece.
You're saying we should go to a tent sponsored by Hot Topic?
Actually, I prefer
a tent. Come to the conspiracy cork board. It's all been rigged, man.
Yeah, and besides, it's not just Hot Topic; it's also Spencer's.
Yes.
Like, let's not shoot down.
Those were
blame on Hot Topic.
in the early 2000s.
Yeah.
In the early 2000s, it was Aqua Teen and C-Lab and all of them. I remember I'd go to Spencer's and see, Aqua Teen, Carl's underwear. I think they had at one point.
I mean, if Hot Topic is really beating the Rick and Morty drum, then Spencer's is going fucking Neil Peart on that show.
Oh, no, you could buy anything in Pickle Rick right now.
I have a Christmas tree ornament. I have a Christmas tree ornament.
I mean, you'll find Rick and Morty shit anywhere.
Go to the
The reason I like Pickle Rick is that whole.
I can go and get a Funko Pop at Walmart. I could go and get a Funko Pop of Morty at Walmart, and it's a good one.
We said that on the first. I think when the last season of Rick and Morty started, the season 4. We were talking about it on Swimcast, where I'm like, yeah, they just have every character that showed up in that first episode was a pop figure. I
hate to interrupt. I'm just gonna go to the supermarket real fast and pick up a can of Pringles with Pickle Rick on it.
Oh, don't worry. I already have I have 5. Do you want one of mine?
You know what? I don't see Pringles is not going to sponsor us. So.
Get that Pickle Rick boiling soda.
Hey Morty, I'm turning myself into a root beer.
Pickle juice.
I'm Root Beer Rick.
You say this, but I can imagine that commercial.
Oh yeah.
After that Pringles commercial, I can imagine that commercial.
I mean, you stack flavors, make new ones.
Yeah.
Hey man, anything is possible if you throw enough money at it.
It was really weird to sit in the Dave and Buster's and watch the Super Bowl and then see Rick and Morty on every screen in a Dave and Buster's.
I said it then, and I'll say it now. They're getting that big AT&T money.
Well, and again, name any other type of cartoon property that has inspired something as absurd as the Szechuan sauce, debacle.
Up at Babies.
I witnessed that in person in a line at a McDonald's. I witnessed a man lose his sanity dressed up in a blue, full body suit with a face drawn on it as Mr. Meeseeks and just completely lose touch with reality.
I thought you were going to say
witnessed that before.
I thought you were going to say you saw that one guy on the video jumping on the counter.
No, what you didn't
see
was
no. I saw something worse in person. It was a guy.
No, you're blaming the Meeseeks. You're not blaming the person who sent the Meeseeks to get the damn sauce.
It's not his fault. He was summoned to do this.
I've been alive for hours, old man.
Yeah, it was a regular brand Meeseeks, not the shitty Kirkland
it was
brand.
the Kirkland brand.
Kirkland.
Mr. Meeseeks, I need some.
What do you want?
Sauce.
Also, I want to point out what Reed Cooper is putting in the chat. There's apparently a Pickle Rick dildo, and it's called the Dickle Rick.
I actually knew about
Too
this,
easy.
and
There's
I
no
hate-
craft there.
And I hate the fact that it exists. It's up there with the Shrek one. I
It's back
hate
there
that
on the
both of those
shelf.
exist.
There is no other cartoon property that simultaneously inspires chips, fast food frenzies, and dildos. This is a
Shrek.
special.
Hey,
Shrek.
to your point,
Shrek.
we're not just talking about McDonald's. We're not just talking about chips. We're not talking you can go literally anywhere. Best Buy last year, I saw some Skull Candy Rick and Morty earbuds. It just everywhere. And you're right. I think there's just a huge capitalist market to capitalize on Rick and Morty merchandise. And
It's almost
oversaturation.
oversaturation.
And on the flip side,
the big question here is: does Susan Sarandon actually own a Dickle Rick?
I hate this. I hate that.
I sincerely hope
it
there's
was a gift.
there's a Susan Sarandon sex doll.
Trying to steer this back into a sane conversation, I was going to say on the flip side, you got Venture Brothers who have, I think
We have the Mego dolls and Shirt Club.
Well, the Shirt Club is epic. I'm just saying.
Shirt
I'm
Club
pretty
is really
sure
good. Doc and Jackson put love into Shirt Club.
It's my whole goddamn wardrobe.
They've been adamant about they won't, put their name on everything that Rick and Morty does.
Which is good for them. I mean, but honestly, I would kill for could we just get, I don't know, could we get a vinyl pressing of Jacket? Could you give us that?
That would be epic.
Could you give us Jacket on vinyl?
or like a solid 15-minute like just snippet from the Rusty musical.
Yes.
Well, Doc's already come out and said that that's what we heard is what's written of that, and there's not going to be any more.
Well, I mean, Hamilton blew up.
Oh no!
Are
Oh,
you
now
Rusty to Hamilton?
now you're speaking Travis's language.
Don't get me started.
Oh,
You know what I would compare? Obviously, the Bart Simpson behind you makes this connection really easy. The last time I remember a cartoon hitting in quite the same way, it was Bartmania, right? Because you had the music video, you had the Simpsons sing the blues, they were all over commercials. Like, this has absolutely happened before. And the Simpsons, like, if you had to list the single most important cartoon property of the 80s and the 90s, it would have to be the Simpsons. They were an era-defining concept that was so good. The Family Guy has ripped off of them. Almost every other family cartoon, stole big chunks of what they were doing right because it spoke so clearly to the zeitgeist.
I think it's interesting because you earlier mentioned that your kids are getting into The Simpsons. My 8-year-old's getting into The Simpsons because on Disney Plus they have the original aspect ratio. So we're going through from season 1 to on, and we're in season 6 now, right? And so now he's getting into it. That's how it is with Rick and Morty now. Like my son is now like, oh look, Bart, and getting all these references, and now seeing Rick and Morty, and I'm a bad parent. I'm sorry, I let him watch that shit.
Damn it, Karen!
My kid loves Super Jail.
But seeing that stuff and be like, this is what's popular, and I can completely agree with your point about the Simpsons, and obviously I love Rick and Morty. I keep saying that as if it's like a caveat, like, no, I should be ashamed of this. I'm not ashamed of it. Like, Rick and Morty is awesome, and it's the people who create it are extremely talented, and the people who work on it are overworked and make incredible stuff. So they deserve that recognition, that the people who create the show and work on the show, not just the voice actors.
Yeah,
correct. What was it? Do you guys remember Deadpool, the opening of Deadpool, and it's like, kind of the fake opening, directed by some asshole, written by the real heroes here?
Yeah.
Well, with Venture Brothers, we don't have that problem because the voice cast, by and large, is are the writers. So it's like they're getting all the credit right away.
Making a cartoon. Like, I think that's how they described it. At least when they had the Astro base, it was.
And you mentioned Venture Brothers, and the people working on it are the writers. Talking about the Rick and Morty panel earlier, and Roiland not being there. Roiland's not a main writer. Roiland is the main writer.
See, I didn't know that until Reed just posted that on Twitch, that he quit as showrunner, I guess.
Yeah,
that's interesting.
Oh, yeah. I didn't know that.
Still, it doesn't mean he can't, the star of the show not being on your big Comic-Con panel, but I guess, I guess,
especially when everyone else was a voice actor except for Dan. Like, they didn't have any of the other production crew on the panel at all. So
that's interesting too. Yeah, where was Ryan Ridley?
Oh, Ridley was
he's out.
Erica Hayes.
Yeah.
Oh,
season
see,
3,
I'm not. I gotta watch season 4.
John, big fan, John.
I like it.
Dan Harmon's rubbing people the wrong way at a TV show production. That just doesn't sound like him at all.
It's a shocker. First time it's ever happened.
Oh yeah.
You said it earlier. He just needs to shut up sometimes.
I mean, he just needs to call his buddy Chevy. Yeah, he needs to call his buddy Chevy and talk it out and figure it out and everything.
Here's my Emmy. Was the whole shtick on that panel video? I'm like, oh, okay, that was.
Oh my god. Long.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, that's like me, continually going back to this.
It's all this.
Well, you're totally not proud of that or anything.
No. I haven't been wanting to bring it up, and I'm like, you know what? That's how people are going to remember me now when this Adult Swim Central thing comes back.
We're just gonna put that on your tombstone.
Okay. I mean, I'm being cremated, so that's fine.
Yeah, we'll put
Well,
it
that
on
and
your
the label from like a Boylan's root beer.
My cremation sponsored by Boylan's.
Yeah.
No.
We'll put you in a root beer bottle.
It's a cream soda Asian.
Oh, God.
Too soon?
Too soon.
Really too soon.
You're actually early.
Yeah, it was lamer than FDR's legs.
So I guess we're done with talking about the showdown.
That'll do.
That'll do.
Any other panels that anyone saw that we didn't talk
Big
about?
announcements. I mean,
We're-
did we really even have any?
Talking about panels I wanted to see but didn't see. I wanted a Venture Brothers panel so bad I could taste it.
Duh.
But yeah, and all we have to go on is sort of vague comments on Facebook and stuff.
Well, I mean, that's
on where production is.
This
that's all we know.
This is the thing. If and I hate to keep throwing it back to me, but I know from experience that they're not really going to show. They're not going to talk about, and they've said this at New York Comic Con panels where they're like, we're not really the guys who are going to answer seriously the questions like,
I know, but that's what makes the panels fun.
Will we see Kim come back? Are you going to do this? Are you going to do that? And I realized that the first time I interviewed them, and by the second time, I just went crazy. Like, I was throwing everything against the wall. I was like, so, Doc, you had that Twitter where you just logged your bowel movements, and that Halloween Whopper just came out. So that was my whole thing, was because they're in the middle of making this show and they're not going to divulge,
oh God,
as much as they can. And I told that to someone who was doing a sit down interview with them one year. I'm like, she was showing me her questions. I'm like, they're not going to answer that. They're not going to answer that. Look, just ask them random questions that have nothing to do with the show, and you'll be fine. And I don't know.
Well, and that's one of the things I appreciate most about their participation in events like this. Their takes on things are so much fun to engage in. Like,
they're funny.
I don't know if it's necessarily the thing about the show that I love the most, but their perspective on the world is engaging. And it's one of those things where, talk about the fucking Whopper. Like, that's that's it. And it's going to be interesting because I've already bought in to your perspective.
Right, and that's when I think it was the last interview I did with them on the red carpet. I know that Doc's a big Doctor Strange fan. So, and Doctor Strange I think was coming out a month later. So I'm like, tell me what you think about Doctor Strange, and he just went off. And it was probably the most amazing 3.5 to 4 minutes of my life.
Yeah, I've seen that interview. It was.
I know people have commented on it and said, "Oh, John, you're so awkward, and I don't know how he's talking to you."
It's hilarious because he just
John,
he goes
that's
off
my shtick.
Yeah, I mean, I think one of the things we lost with it being all virtual this year is some of the crazy shit that happens. Like, I think of, like, and I was talking about this, I think, with the Helper crew, or maybe it was someone else, I don't know, about the year that the Moral Oral guys, they went completely bananas, bonkers, at the Adult Swim panel. Like, they went off.
Wait,
there was a point.
You're talking about the 2006 one?
Yeah,
I was there live.
You were there in person.
I was there in person. That was it was an experience. It was really there's a lot of stories from that, starting with Dino had his intern smuggle in a giant bottle of vodka.
That explains so much all of a sudden. Like, it's all there.
It would almost be better if that story started, I was stone cold fucking sober and I had an axe to grind.
Yeah, and that axe was that these Venture Brothers people are too pretty. And fuck all of you. Like that was the axe that he had to grind.
And Jackson had the dyed hair at the time too. So no, that was an amazing panel of people. And I don't.
That was the year also Metalocalypse was coming out, right?
Yes, that was the year Metalocalypse came out. I think
they were there for like.
Robot Chicken was coming into season 2 because I remember that told the story a million times. I'm not really going to go into it, but Seth Green was kind of a douche, and it turned us sour to Robot Chicken, and that's my axe to grind with that. But glossing over that, yeah,
Venture Brothers was in season 2.
Venture Brothers was in season 2. I'm trying to think what else they
actively.
Had. And Minority Team, I think, was about to come out.
Oh, the black sheep of the Adult Swim fandom.
Frisky Dingo came out in 2006.
They were still.
But they weren't on that. Was Adam Reed and Matt Thompson, were they on that panel?
I'm trying to remember from knowledge on the panel. I know De La Pena was on. There were 2 tables. There was the Crazy Go Nuts one with Dino and the Moral Oral guys, and Venture and
Patsy McGee was out that year too.
And
that didn't have a panel.
Okay.
And then there was
it didn't earn a panel.
Oh yeah, and then was Tim and Eric, were they on the De La Pena panel, or they were on
the De La Pena because I have Moral Oral on DVD,
and that's the featurette. Yep, I think.
And that's the featurette. Is this, and then commentary from Tino, and then commentary from Jackson and Doc about this awful bananas crazy panel, and that's what we miss out on when it's all virtual.
Mm-hmm.
True, but I mean, Dino could have just drank some vodka.
Dino could have just dropped in on one of these, any of them. Yeah.
Just randomly show up at like they're doing a Zoom and just like, boop. Oh, hey guys, I just
there
showed. That would have been awesome.
Grabs all of the mics.
I kid you not, we interviewed him. I think it was over 2 hours. Not that he didn't leave, but we were just generous with time and didn't really know that we should do shorter interviews. Then like now we'll do like if we do interviews, because we don't really do them anymore because PR hates us or something. We would say, oh, if they want to do like 15 minutes, if they want to do 30, if you want to do more, which we're more conservative towards their time. Versus years ago when it was like, leave whenever you want. And at one point, Dino actually gets up to pee. That is the highlight of the episode. I should release it at some point, but it's over 2 hours.
That's the highlight.
I don't even remember.
That's the highlight. Well, got up to pee.
That's what I remember.
Wait, did he go to the bathroom or did he just unzip and
go to the bathroom?
That I don't know. Trish probably remembers more than I do, and she's gone now. But that was that was like my only memory from like 10 years ago was that part. And like I don't even remember what we talked about for 2 hours. I think we talked about death, and I know we talked about Frankenhole because Frankenhole was just coming out.
I'm calling you a liar, sir. You said you'd never smoked weed.
I never smoked weed. I never said I didn't do anything else. I could have done ayahuasca. I could have done ayahuasca. I could just have a bad memory from repressed memories.
Snorted nutmeg.
Just like repressed it all.
I read Malcolm X's autobiography, and now I've got nutmeg fever.
I'm a werewolf.
You work, and you're qualified to work at Adult Swim.
Hey!
Lichens only need apply.
I mean, I've got enough body hair. Like, I can send a sample.
I have hair somewhere.
Uh-oh.
It's more of a skin graft.
I got one hair.
TMI.
So where were we with this?
I think we had pretty much run the gamut on the showdown. We kind of talked about some of the things. Was there anything we talked about the panels that we might have wanted to see that weren't there? Was there anything else that you guys wanted to kind of discuss?
Well, so the last thing I want to say, I've got to head out here in a second, but the panel hasn't started yet. But what I'm interested to see is, we didn't really talk about Toonami because that panel has not really started yet. Is the Blade Runner Black Row something?
Yeah.
Which is set between Blade Runner and Blade Runner 2029. So I'm looking forward to that, and if I can find some time in the next day or so, I really want to check that out.
I know. I was just looking at the Discord for the Reddit group, and they said a lot of it's probably just going to be on YouTube later on. It sounds like they're not going to have anything, because I was really hoping that the Toonami thing, because much love to Dana Swanson, but I was hoping they would have it on Twitter. That way I could just raid the Adult Swim thing and just flip it over from here. But sadly, it doesn't sound like it. The other thing that someone pointed out in the Twitch chat, the cosplay contest. Hosted.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
and the winner was Aku.
And those were outstanding. We had Aku, we had Carl, we had Rick in a portal dress.
It was a ball gown.
Yeah.
That portal gown was pretty. Hey, points for creativity, and then takes it off and it's brown pants underneath. Yeah, boobs and brown pants and ball gown. That's good.
Well, do you know why she wore the brown pants?
Look, I don't want.
Because
We
it's
shouldn't
after
get into
Labor
that.
Day. What?
I just want to say, and I know I keep saying much love, but much love to Nick Gibbons, because he gave us this gem years ago, which I think summarizes what SDCC stands for.
SDCC, which stands for Suck Dick Cock Cock.
That is such an accurate description. Having been there just once, and that was enough. I
went 3 years in a row, and two of them were a bit disappointing.
Once was fine.
Once is, for my experience, if you're going to San Diego Comic-Con, once is probably enough. Because, I think the first year was fine. It was just starting to get crowded. And then the other 2 years, it was just, I had one friend with me the last year I went in 2008, I think. And he was like, this is like a Russian subway station. So
it was insane. Absolutely crazy.
Yeah. But yeah, let me pull up the Comic-Con highlights, because apparently there was a panel. I can't find it online, or maybe it'll be online eventually. But here were the finalists. There, the Carl we were talking about. The one as the Warden kind of looks familiar to me, but it might be just
It's because they were on Instagram.
Oh. But I'm wondering if she was at Dragon Con one year, because I remember someone at one of my panels showing up as the Warden, because we had not a costume contest, but we were giving away prizes and stuff.
Is every single finalist female?
Actually, it looks like they are, including the other picture that surfaced of one of the participants.
So every single finalist is a female dressed up as a male?
Mm-hmm. It would appear so.
Well, assuming Aku has a gender.
Right.
Except for whatever's going on there.
You mean Dr. Roxo?
Dr. Roxo.
I'm Dr. Roxo.
I do cocaine.
I do cocaine. Yeah.
So that's fascinating. What does that tell you about the voters?
Did they do the voting on Instagram?
Yeah. What was their favorite show? I wonder.
What is your favorite show? Oh, never mind. So I'm just.
Does anybody know the name of the lady in Coup?
She popped up on the Twitter stream. Yeah, she's on Twitter. I think I liked and maybe retweeted her from the AS Central account. But,
the one year I went to Dragon Con many moons ago, I met Yaya Han, and she does incredible cosplay, and that looks like something she would whip up.
Oh, maybe.
I've just been told that the person who plays the warden identifies as male.
Oh, my bad.
Oh, mea culpa.
Yeah, there was I don't know. But the last picture I was going to show, this is what Lady Aku, even though we don't know what gender Aku is, this is all the goodies that they won, including the, I guess they can't give them away at this point, the 300 thread count Venture Brothers sheets.
God, what?
I'm fucking pissed about that.
What, that it's
I've been wanting
thread counts?
That was great in my learning bed.
Who wants to sleep on those?
I do. I have very low standards.
Okay, fine. I mean, we saw these when they first came out on the old Adult Swim shop, and even Trish was like, 300 thread count?
Yeah, I wish the old Adult Swim no offense to Nick Gibbons.
Much love to Nick Gibbons.
Much love to Nick Gibbons. I love As Seen on Adult Swim. I do.
I try to tune in, but unfortunately we have a riff night usually, or a game night on this channel, so.
I would just like the old Adult Swim shop back. Even for just like a day. Just to like get out the warehouse. Come on. Just open it up for a day.
And they have a ton of stuff that they're willing to get rid of.
You gotta
I know, and I am willing to give them money for it. That's the thing. I'm willing to pay more than $5 for these items.
Oh, okay. That's fascinating. Did you guys see what just popped up in the feed here? Red Guy is saying that Free for All is the Cosplay Cup champion, and she designed for the Met Gala.
Oh wow!
So that's not not amateur.
So
that's
I remember reading something about that. Yeah, or hearing it when she.
Huh.
She designs for the Met Gala.
Is that legal now? Is that legal? It's like you have all these people who are putting their costumes together in quarantine, and then you have I'm kidding.
Yeah, the free for all was any cosplay.
I'm kidding.
I did like how they divided it up into categories. So like that.
That
was cool.
The Met Gala is legal. Yeah, I don't think they've outlawed that yet.
No, I'm saying
it's only a matter of time. It's only a matter of time.
I'm saying you have a race between, a Ferrari and like a Datsun Dart.
A Stanza.
My Stanza.
A Stanza.
Dog's gonna kill me.
Dog's gonna kill me.
Yeah, well, they had that movie. It was Ford versus Datsun.
Yeah, it was it was classic. Classic.
I mean, it's not a Yugo, so.
That's what I should have gone with.
Nowhere.
I should have gone nowhere.
Or Ute.
Yugo.
You don't Barry. We're going to Bendigo. Sidebar: I've had Australian friends tell me, yeah, Bendigo is exactly as they explained it.
Jesus.
Good lord.
Oh boy, oh boy. So, I mean, I guess panel-wise, are we tapped on that?
I think so.
My Hanks run dry.
I forget where I am. Oh, here. Yeah, what else do we have? Oh, I guess the one thing I didn't get to really talk about was the Bob's Burgers panel, but I'll be quick about that. Basically, I feel like overall the Bob's Burgers panel was the best panel that I had seen as far as structure. Just because,
it was the most put together.
Yeah, it was, and I don't know if this was just whoever was in charge of that or what, because the Archer one was a little bit more like the rest of the panels, whereas the Archer one was perfect because you had the creator, the writers, the supervising producer. You had the cast. They were talking about, what's going on now, making jokes and, showing clips from the new season. And then they invited fans onto the Zoom to take some questions.
And I think that goes to also, like, to their credit, because the way, I forget the name of the production company that does Bob's Burgers.
Bento?
Yeah. The way they've handled...
Maybe it's Bento then.
Because the way they've handled this, the COVID situation, is honestly been extraordinary. The way that they've handled working from home. Like, they were able to keep their production schedule pretty much
they said there was like a 3-day gap, basically, from when they got told they were all going to have to go home to when production at home actually started.
I think it's just that it's a tightly run ship. Maybe.
Well, you have to remember it's a Fox show. It's a Fox show. It's not an Adult Swim show. It's not a FX show. Like, it's on Fox. Fox isn't fucking around.
Maybe
like,
it's bigger.
They're like...
I'm trying to
because FX, but also Floyd County, I was going to say, like, the Archer panel, but also Floyd County has a bit of a William Street vibe.
Well, yeah, because they came from William Street.
Because that's where they came from. Yeah.
Although a lot of the people who worked on Aqua Teen and Squids moved over to Bento.
Yeah.
Much love to Craig Harton.
Well, and I think that's actually going to be one of the more interesting things to kind of come out of the COVID situation. Bob's Burgers has proven that you can still do adult animation from home and keep going. So I think you're going to see a lot of, production teams pick up that model, and you're going to see a lot of, studios and networks unafraid to invest in adult animation because it's one of the easier formats to do remotely.
It's certainly, this is shaping a landscape for renaissance for adult animation because
a swim-a-sance.
Because you're able to produce it from home. I mean, Archer got pushed back like 4 months or something.
Yeah,
it was gonna be in May and then got pushed back. But Rick and Morty was on schedule. I think the last few episodes were pretty much exclusively produced from home, or the last back half of them were. And I guess most of the back half of this new season of Archer is going to be from home, and it seems like Bob's is on track still.
And what I've heard about
stuff.
Yeah, the voice actors can record from home. You can animate from home.
Oh yeah,
storyboard from home. It's really one of the only mediums that you can produce viably from your house.
And you don't have all the distribution issues of comic books.
Yeah. Have you heard about what they're doing with the soap operas and the dramas? Is they're having people, when they're doing kissing scenes, make out with dummies? You don't run into that with animation. You don't have
those issues.
Yeah.
And even then, like, if you're filming a scene with someone, you're going to be, you're still going to have to break social distancing.
Yeah, I mean, you're right. Like, the dating game is really, really rough right now. If you're going to try to go out there and find a dummy,
Yeah, I know. Dummies are really hard to come by, man.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
They're all working.
I mean, she married me, so it's
dope.
She got lucked out.
Oh, dude, I would love to see the date packages that come off of that. Like, oh yeah, you can win an all expense paid trip to so and so, and you're both provided with your own human hamster balls.
Hazmat suits.
Yes.
Right. Yeah. Did you remember the Naked Gun movie where they did it in the full body condoms? Like, that's pretty much what
Please, I would love that.
There's a distinct lack of face mask porn out there right now, and I'm frankly disturbed by it.
Clearly, you're not looking in the right places.
Oh, yeah.
I feel like that's going to be very popular.
I'm looking on Reddit.
That was something that Dan Savage was talking about the other day on the Savage Lovecast. He was like, I totally called all these different, like, like porn trends is like I'm calling masks now, and which of course means that everybody who's a Venture fan is already a little bit ahead of the game because super villainy and super science require good masking.
We're masked all the time, man.
That is true.
I mean,
well.
really,
Speaking
like,
of porn and masks, I have to head out, but I want to say thank you for having me.
Yes, thank you for coming. You know what? We'll get your plug out of the way. I know your co-host, I guess, is going to stick around for a few more minutes, but
where? You don't know me.
What?
No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. Sorry.
You are staying here. So says the werewolf pack.
And then it cuts back 10 feet, and we find out they're both on a sound stage together.
High five, Brandon.
with the stained glass window.
So you kind of go like that.
Okay, so I'm just gonna put that there, and I'm sorry. I'm working on like minimal fumes. Are you Brandon or Travis?
Yes. I'm the one with hair. I'm Brandon. Travis is the bald one.
Okay.
Yeah,
so,
that's how we make that distinction.
That's not fair. But
no, it is. I mean, genes aren't fair.
Yeah, genetics.
We're just gonna, Brandon, please start plugging whatever you would like to plug. That is not an innuendo. That is the way I say plug. Get to the plug.
I am one of the hosts of Interdimensional RSS, the unofficial Rick and Morty podcast, and I also host Submitted for Your Approval, a Twilight Zone podcast on the side periodically. It's fun. Thank you for having me at Barnyard Cruise on Twitter or at Rick and Morty Pod on Twitter. And that is all I have. I'm looking forward to seeing what kind of events they have next year and seeing if they can consolidate them and make them more of an event than, because it was great, but something that to unify folks to like a single location, as you were saying earlier.
Yes, absolutely. And I really appreciate you coming in and joining us, and we've had some fun. We're going to wrap it up sooner than later, but thank you for coming in the show.
Thank you so much.
Hey, real pleasure, man.
It was pleasure to all of you. Thank you. Remember, Travis is the bald one.
I will receive that pleasure.
Oh.
Now we're getting into the innuendos.
All right, to the masks.
It was either innuendos or a stanza.
Innuendo. So
now I just have to figure out how to leave. Okay, bye.
Bye. That's funny. Oh, nice.
That's what I'll make
so, there were a couple of things left on this thing. Wait, did I move them to the wrong thing? Oh, here we go. So I just wanted to ask quickly, did anyone notice any Adult Swim merch related to Comic-Con?
I was so busy watching panels, I didn't even look.
Oh, okay. I didn't notice anything myself, so I'll just gloss over that. The last thing I wanted to talk about, we had some news that came out in between, and the helper folk were talking about, were alluding to something that was updated in Venture earlier. Do we have any insight on that?
No, that's actually just a running joke of ours. Hey, Vaudevillain, what's the Venture update?
Nothing. There's absolutely no fucking update, and there never will be.
Well, there will. But...
No, there won't.
Will we see what? No, we don't do will we.
We're going to get wins of plans for that for season 8.
We will see it when we see it, and we will be happy with it.
Exactly.
You know, there was a quick rush where I kind of always noticed there would be a big movie coming out and everyone's waiting for it, and then some like Make-A-Wish kid would like be like, "Oh, I'm not gonna make it. And, like, can I go see that movie?" No kid should ever do that for the Venture Brothers because they're gonna never be able to give them that season. There's no clip for that kid. Like, that is a shit wish, man.
What was your second wish, kid?
What was your second wish?
You want Rick and Morty? We can give you Rick and Morty.
We can give you. I have boxes full of Rick and Morty over here.
We got animatics. We got all kinds of shit we can show you.
Venture Brothers, nah.
It's kind of like
I need a werewolf.
Hey, Beast, what are they going to attack with their progeria wishes?
Oh, gosh. Yeah. I mean, use your Make-A-Wish for something useful, like destabilizing a government or something, kid. Like, stop waiting around for Venture Brothers. Go out and live some life.
It's like if they asked for more Venture Brothers, it's the equivalent of going to the toy store and not getting the He-Man figure and getting like the shitty lower level guy, or even the knockoff. Me-Man.
Me-Man.
We got Me-Man.
That was actually one panel I thought we were going to see, but we didn't, which was Kevin Smith's He-Man.
Oh, yeah.
No. There was something somewhere. I did a quick Google or a YouTube search for just at San Diego Comic-Con, and there was some form of, I don't know if it was an actual about his show or if they were just having it in general, like, He-Man convention, but there was something. He's been talking about it on
PowerCon. Because they had because PowerCon is the big He-Man thing every year. And
it was last night on his
con. Hold on, go back.
Yeah. No, they do. Yeah, they do.
Yeah, everyone has a con. BotCon for Transformers is making a comeback this year. And I'm wondering if there was a panel.
I'm not excited about He-Man because a part of me is pretty sure that's part of the reason the Howard the Duck cartoon got canceled.
Oh, maybe.
I just saw that just wrapped up his annual Saturday night Comic-Con stand-up routine.
Oh, that's why there's no one here. Oh, okay.
Oh yeah, we were up against an evening with Kevin Smith tonight.
Oh,
FYI.
Oh man. No, I wasn't catering to his audience anyway. Much love to Kevin Smith.
Much love.
Much love.
Honestly, though, it sounds like that one's never going to hit con. They're doing voice work and everything right now. They're about to go into full animation production, and it's, I believe, slated to still come out around now next year. So unless he brings it to con as like it's out. Look at this cool thing we just put out. There's not going to be a con where that really or at least a San Diego con where that gets talked about.
You know what I like about Kevin Smith? He's the only guy I can think of who's going to stand up in front of a crowd and yell, "I brought this to con!" and get away.
He may. I did try watching the Thundercats Roar panel. I don't know how anyone else feels about that show. I actually enjoyed it.
That's the sort of Teen Titans Go.
The Gumball version.
Yeah, the Cal Arts style.
No. Let's not compare Teen Titans Go to Gumball. Hold on.
I thought you were going to say don't call it the Cal Arts.
Because Gumball is fantastic.
Yes.
That is a fun show.
Beauty in motion.
I just don't know why they decided to make Toucan Sam look like Gumball.
I don't know. It's the new thing. It's the new thing. All of the shows look the same.
Yeah. But anyway, I tried watching the Thundercats Roar panel, but it was basically the voice cast minus Dana, and I'm like, well, I really don't have too much. I'm like, I don't have too much time to waste on this because it's not really Adult Swim. And also, why isn't Dana on this panel? Where is Dana? He's on.
He was doing the cosplay cup.
He's a werewolf.
He's a werewolf.
He's a werewolf. He works at Adult Swim. They're all cryptids.
Much left to Dana Snyder. I won't.
Dana Snyder's probably the only one I would suspect of being like an honest to God Sasquatch.
He did have a mustache for a while. I know that much.
Oh, can we get that for Calamitous Jane?
for the Planet Hollywood of mustaches.
Oh God. So I'm just gonna quickly wrap up the other news that came out. Ballmaster season 3 is in the works because Christy alluded to it the other night.
Cool.
Apparently, according to the Reddit, Dave Willis mentioned something about Aqua Teen potentially returning.
Oh.
So that's
interesting.
That's big news. And someone on the ACPN Discord actually said, you know what? Maybe they should launch it with a new movie. Maybe finally, flip the switch on Death Fighter. That would be interesting. I don't know. And also on Discord, and I think it showed up on a few other places, Mike Tyson is not coming back for another season.
Mike Tyson got canceled.
Yep.
That was a fun show.
I watched a couple episodes, and I did an interview with that cast and crew, and that was amazing. But
wait, did you meet Mike Tyson?
I have stories about that red carpet. Should I say it now? It might take a few minutes.
Uh-oh.
Yes.
Uh-oh.
So, Mike Tyson not the panel. I think Jason, Swimcast Jason went to the panel, correct?
I did. It was a weird experience because he was late as hell, and he came in with an entourage of 20 fucking people, including like bodyguards and all this shit. And every question during the Q&A was, "Will you sign this?" Because people want that shit to resell, and they had to purposefully stop the Q&A and tell them, ask questions about the show, stop trying to get them to sign shit.
On the press side, I've never had a New York Comic Con press panel where the email ends with "Do not ask him about his personal life and do not ask him about anything except the show and his pigeons."
Wait. Whoa. Go back. His pigeons? He really has pigeons.
Because he had that. Yeah. He had a show on one of those random networks where it was like him and his pigeons.
Vice or something.
It wasn't Vice. I think it was like A&E or something where he had like a 1-season show about his pigeons. Yeah. Oh no, maybe it wasn't that. Maybe it was about like one of the promotions or something. One of the boxing promotions he was a part of. It was literally like one thing on the. It was like one blurb on the bottom of the email where it was like, only talk about these. Like it didn't say.
Talk about Mike Tyson mysteries or his pigeons.
Yeah, it was basically do not get into anything that has happened to him between 1980 and today.
Yeah, don't bring up Mark Antony's speech in Julius Caesar. Lend me your ears, Evander Holyfield.
Oh.
I wasn't thinking of that either. I was thinking about the other thing.
Don't ask about
Take
the
a bite
tiger.
out of what, Mike?
Oh yeah, don't ask about the tigers, and don't ask about Robin Givens.
But you can ask about the pigeons. So yeah. I gotta know, did you ask about the pigeons?
Mike, do you have a pigeon named Robin Givens?
Oh my God!
There's the workaround. Found it.
There you go.
Reed Cooper. Much love to Reed Cooper. He's in
the pigeon. Mike, did you sign this pigeon?
No, he said he does red carpet stuff too at New York Comic Con, but he said he asked Mike if any of his pigeons have ever used a gun. So in closing to this, my other takeaway from doing that interview. To Jason's point, he did have an entourage, and I don't know if it was like just people they hired off the street, like from like privatized like military or something, and then like between that and like Comic-Con like Javits Center personnel, but he had like literally like 2 guys were standing off to the side, 2 guys were standing off to the other side, 2 guys behind the camera, 2 guys at the door, and then 1 guy, I think it was like his publicist or something, he was holding a book. So it's like all these guys surrounding him as you do the interview. I'm like, is this to protect me, or is someone coming in to attack him?
Both. All of the above.
Dude, yeah, I mean, you're totally going to take down former heavyweight champion of the world, Mike Tyson.
Yeah, me, Mr. I think Mr. Socially Awkward, I think at the time 245 pounds maybe. Of diabetic mess, yeah, I'll take him down.
Not muscle.
If only you brought nickel dips.
You gotta break the nickel nips.
So anyway, I think that was all.
You've got like strong heavy guy, heavy guy, and he's like, we we need someone with like a book. Could we have like a guy with a book follow me around? So like he just has like a nice little offset to the whole thing. Like you don't want to be too intimidating. We need like a little guy with glasses and a book.
I don't.
Why, Mike? Why is he following you? I just like a guy with a book.
Like, did you see what the book was? Was it an illustrated book or?
No, it looked like a notepad of some kind. So maybe it was like his itinerary for the day.
It was his death note. That's what it was. It was the death note. He wrote people down in it.
Oh God!
If like they asked questions,
but yeah,
it's like Death Note for Pigeon. Like he's writing down pigeon names.
Oh God!
And this one, and this one,
that pigeon over there.
You better watch
that pigeon over
John.
there.
You're in the pigeon Death Note book.
You're in the pigeon zone. Sponsored by werewolves
and Boylans.
And Boylans and Pringles.
And Pringles.
So, I think we've hit the end of the show. It's officially just about midnight on the East Coast. I thank everyone in the chat who is there. I thank everyone, and you'll in Discord are going to get the chance to plug your own goodies and whatnot. I should mention also, I don't have a thing up for that. Yeah, grand prize run. You know what? I'll put up on the screen.
There you go.
No, I'll put
a winner is you.
Hang on.
Winner is you.
Hang on.
All your podcasts are belong to us.
There we go. That's how we'll end this.
That'll do.
So I haven't really promoted this yet, but ACPN is the parent company of Adult Swim Central going forward. And this is their Twitch stream. Well, there, because I'm behind that. And I'm doing quotations to a screen that doesn't see me doing quotations to the screen. Mm-hmm. But Art Comedy Pop Culture Network runs the show now. This is their Twitch. You can find them on the web at acpnet.net. Where we started out as podcasting. That's where Mr. Chops and I do Pop Culture Anonymous. We do Swimcast. We do Dana Snyder actually has a show that he occasionally does with another dude about Disney theme parks and drinking. And like all kinds of entertainment and comedy. What?
Together or separate?
What do you mean?
Drinking and Disney.
Oh yeah,
they go together.
Together because they talk about the cocktails that are.
Those could just be like very different culture shows, or like an awesome pairing. I wasn't sure which it was.
Well, I mean, it's
an awesome pairing.
It's an awesome pairing because it's Dana Snyder.
Mm-hmm. Nice.
And other entertainment stuff. We branched out into audio visual, and we're bringing back Adult Swim Central, hopefully full time. So if anyone wants to write for us, get in touch somehow. Or the Swimcast, because that's we only do that every couple of years or months or something. And all the goodies. I need to change the picture.
Yeah, you can't say all the goodies.
As I'm saying all the goodies.
Yeah,
all the goodies, the Discord chat that we have, Patreon if you want to donate money. I know in pandemic a lot of people, money is strapped for cash and whatnot, but we have a whole Patreon system where $1 a month gets you a lot of awesome stuff. $20 a month actually gets you, the first person who donates at the $20 tier actually gets season 5 Blu-ray of Venture Brothers, among other goodies.
Awesome season.
Among other goodies.
Among other goodies that are not any of the goodies.
Not Lady Dr. Roxanne.
Like, you ever see a picture that reminds you of an entire website? Like something awful.com?
I was gonna say Goatsy, but yeah, that. Reed's asking, can he win the goodies? I don't think so. I mean, I don't know her life, so she may be married or something. I don't know if her husband would condone that.
I'm pretty sure she's making an appearance at HatchetCon.
I was gonna say maybe she's going to AVN.
Maybe.
So yeah, I'm gonna hand this off to all of you fine gentlemen. Thank you again for coming. Let's start from the top. Shit, I'm no good with names when multiple people.
Beast.
Oh, you're Baron Beast Lemode, host of Conjectural Technologies on Helper Network. Let me move these as you talk about your stuff and things.
So we are the Hench Life Pirate Radio Network for all of your Venture Brothers and Super Science podcasting needs. We have Conjectural Technologies. We do a Venture Home News segment. And of course, Rilo Ward here is one of the fantastic co-hosts of the Guild of Calamitous Podcasts. We do Conjectural Technologies with Professor Savage and Vaudevillain. We roll pretty deep because the truth about the Venture fan universe is it's really lonely and it's very hard to get people to watch Venture Brothers. So if you experience that and you need some sort of support group, we are here for you. And we're enablers.
It's true.
Sorry, I'm posting the there. Wow.
There we go.
Okay, so this is a thing that maybe people can say. You know what? Let me put it in a better font. Maybe that's better. It worked. It works for one person. It doesn't work for multiple people. So let's try. Let's try Comic Sans as the default, right?
Ugh.
Oh boy.
What about Hell Yeah?
No, you know
Hell yeah!
What? Hell, there's a hell?
Helvetica.
Hell yeah.
Helvetica.
Oh, Helvetica. Yeah, I guess that's
No, it's Helvetica.
I guess that's a standard one we can use. And it looks pretty. It looks very
It's
pretty.
so sweet.
Use Wingdings.
No.
That's
So-
legible.
So yeah, Baron, Professor Doc, I'm losing my mind.
Good.
Rilo Vaudevillain, thank you so much. And if anyone else has any parting thoughts before they go,
I do. I would like to thank you for allowing us to drag you into our podcast length format.
Yeah, but see,
We hit the 3-hour mark.
We hit the 3-hour mark.
This
That's
is
normal for that.
This is late 2000, early 2010 Swimcast. So, like I said, Dino was on for over 2 hours, and he peed, and he didn't wash his hands, and he admitted it.
He didn't wash it. He's a gross man.
No comment there.
He touched all those microphones.
He touched
Personal
all of the
opinion.
microphones.
And then he tried to pour his bottle of vodka in his bottle of water, and Keith Crawford had to stop him.
Are you? Oh,
That was a big deal. Travis.
Yes.
Oh, thank God, my brain is still kind of there.
Yeah.
I know Brandon plugged the show earlier, but as I'm moving things around, I'm not good with coordination. Why don't you tell us about a little bit more? If you want,
well, yeah.
Or if you have anything else to plug.
Yeah, we do all of our podcasts under the Apathetic Enthusiasm brand, so you can catch streams from us on Twitch and YouTube every Mondays at 9 Eastern at twitch.tv/apathetic enthusiasm or youtube.com/apathetic enthusiasm. And yeah, we cover pop culture, all kinds of things over there. And then follow us over at apatheticenthusiasm.com. You can catch all of our stuff over there.
I wonder if I spelled it right. It's I don't know if you see it.
I'm sure they won't care.
Yeah, it's close enough. It's not clickable, so it's fine.
Yeah.
Write it down, kids.
Write that down. Jason Chops, you got anything to plug?
Yeah, you throw up jpollardvo.com and make sure to hit the acpn.net. Check out our podcast when we get back to it. Hopefully get some more video game streaming going on here too. Looking forward to that. But
well, of course. Well, that's the big thing we do every Tuesday night. We try and do that at ACPNet, where I really have bad.
That is not me. I am not on the screen.
Now he's on the screen.
Oh,
where
and the Toonami panel.
Oh, is there actually a Toonami panel? Because I was told there was not.
It just started.
Yeah.
Oh, where is it?
Online.
No, but I'm saying, is it on?
On the internet.
Is it on Twitch so I could rate it?
Japan somewhere.
No, I'm saying, is it on Twitch? Because I'll rate it. I'll rate the shit out of it, like in 2 minutes.
Should be, yeah.
On Adult
Yeah.
Swim.
Yeah, it's on Adult Swim on Twitch.
All right, so we'll go there in a minute. Jason, Swimcast, did you have anything to plug?
Nope.
All right, so you know
I don't
what?
do anything.
You do the Swimcast.
That's it. I do the Swimcast. Everybody listen to the Swimcast.
Everybody listen to the Swimcast. Everyone listen to all the fine programming on acpnet.net. And please, please, please come back to us. We do a 24/7 stream of like random crapola and some good stuff. I shouldn't say random crapola, but there is some awesome content that streams 24/7. Movies, content, comedy, cartoons, short films, music. And if you have any of this, please submit it to Twitch at acpnet.net because we're always looking for new stuff. We're always streaming cool stuff. Maybe if Dragon Con's going to do anything, maybe we can come back and do this again. But we also do live riffing, like Mystery Science Theater. We do live game show, video game stuff on Tuesday nights. So we're really trying to entertain people during these troubled times.
These trying times.
And I am going to raid the shit out of Adult Swim. It's just Adult Swim, isn't it?
Yeah.
If you go to adultswim.com/presents/con, you can scroll down and you can just click the link to go to the watch now. I'll go ahead and post it in the. I'll go ahead and post the link.
In Twitch.
It says available after 12:10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time.
Oh, and guess what? It's 12:10 on the dot. So, you know what? Can I?
And they have special announcements and exclusive content.
Let me see. You know what? I'm just going to look on myself right now and just make sure. Adult Swim. Just to see if they're here. Check out this stream from 3 days ago. No. Are they... Oh, so it's not going to be on Twitch. It's going to be on the website.
Mixer.
Yeah,
that's
I'm on the
what
website right now.
It's going to be on Mixer, yeah.
Whoops.
All right, so I mean, if they're on, I'll raid them. If not, if you guys want to stay tuned for the normal stuff, the normal stuff. Otherwise, this has been a blast. I am glad I had the brain power to put this together, and hopefully, again, we can do some more stuff in the future. And
did we get through everybody on the plug-a-thon?
I think we did. Is anyone missing? Trish would have plugged her cats. I think
I got a new cat named Gary Fisher.
Aw. Well, if y'all come back,
follow Gary Fisher on Instagram.
If y'all come back, if we have another one of these for like Dragon Con or whatever, then you'll have to talk to Trish because that's usually her icebreaker question. But anyway, thanks everyone for showing up, coming, attending. I hope your Comic-Con and SwimCon were awesome. And stay tuned for crazy stuff. Good night, everybody.
Hey, thanks.
All right.
Have a good night.
Good night.
Spanakopita!
Spanakopita!